Two owners are probably behind him because, they're making money on this deal, obviously. But I still don't understand it. I don't think it's fair to this weekend. We've got Minnesota and Pittsburgh. It's not fair to the Minnesota fans, great fan base. You take a home game away. It's not fair to the players. It's not fair to me. I got to get up early to watch this damn game. I don't want to get up that early to watch it.
$9 billion valuation for the New England Patriots. Truthfully, I thought it would be a tad higher, but I think the Cowboys are around 10.6. But Robert Kraft is selling part of the Patriots, 5% to one group, 3% to another, but it got a $9 billion valuation.
I mean, it's just insane.
I mean, how much money do you need for this to be making?
Yeah. I saw a story.
I'm sticking by what I said, Brownie.
What?
I think these NFL owners are selling off either their whole franchises, all owners are selling off whole franchises or parts of their franchises to get their money out because I think the TV bubble's about to bust. The amount of money contracts that we're paying to.
Well, but I don't know, Jim.
But I think you can even afford just to give up 5-10%, and you've still got obviously the majority ownership.
But then I'm just saying that if the TV money taps out at a certain month or starts to drop a little bit, then those valuations aren't $9 billion anymore. They're $7 billion or $4 billion.
I'm almost to the point though that the NFL and college football, I don't know if you can tap it out. Like it continues to grow, which is pretty amazing.
Do you think if Fox or CBS had to tap out, or NBC, or ESPN, any of the major networks have to tap out, that Netflix wouldn't be right there just to take whatever they gave up even for the same price?
No, yeah, but at some point
because could you imagine if just the NFC package, if Fox was like, we're done, if the NFC package was on Netflix, what that would mean for Netflix? Yeah. I mean, because now I got to go pay, what is Netflix per month? I don't even know. I've got it. I don't know what I'm paying a month. What is it, $12.95 a month?
I think it's 18.
18?
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine paying $18.90? I mean, how many NFC fans? Those are the major markets. I mean, you got the New York, the LA, the Chicago, the DC, all the major markets. Dallas,
Philly
would have to pay just to see their team play. I mean, that would be.
Oh, but it wouldn't be 18 anymore. It'd be.
Oh no,
48.
The price would certainly go up. Yeah. If I'm offering you the NFC package, my price is going to go up.
Speaking of TV, I had dinner with a guy last night, and he swears by Fubo.
Never used it.
He said that when the Fox contract situation was going, he's a big Auburn guy, and he said, I wasn't going to risk it, so I went Fubo, and he was like, it is incredible. You can do the multi-view games and everything, so I don't know. You guys ever use Fubo?
I have not used Fubo or Fubo.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. I haven't used Uzi either.
Yeah. I don't recommend Uzi.
What's it, Fubu the clothing? Is it that Fubu?
Fubu is the clothing line.
It's the clothing line.
Whatever
the
the
guy
hell
from
it is.
Shark Tank owns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we get to trash, Brownie, tell us about the great folks at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys.
That's our guy, Alexander Shannara. He is a Birmingham guy, and he wanted to create a firm that handled everything his community faced. Well, he has done just that. They now not only handle personal injury claims, but bad device claims, storm damage claims, many, many other claims. Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor,
Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Baseball field is set for the playoffs. The Chiefs get a big win. We hit a 40-40 tie in the NFL. We'll get to all that coming up. But we'll start in college football where Auburn loses on the road, but Alabama does Alabama things to Georgia. They've now beaten the Dogs 10 of their last 11 meetings, and another Kirby Smart loss to Alabama, 24-21. The Tide wins it. 33 straight at home ends. Your first initial takeaway as we break down Bama and Georgia.
It's a thing, and people ask me, like, it can't be the only reason you like Alabama over Georgia, and I was like, it's not the only reason, but there is a big mental hurdle for Kirby Smart and these Georgia Bulldogs, and the atmosphere was absolutely incredible with the LED bracelets and everything that went along with it, and to win 33 straight at home is pretty incredible, the nation's longest winning streak. But when Alabama came in, and then Ryan Grubb, as Brown said, he emptied the clip in the first 30 minutes of football. I mean, that was some interesting, exciting play calling. The execution was great. Second half, different story, which I know we'll get to that. But Alabama jumped out early. It should have been a lot earlier than it was on the Ryan Williams drop. But just an impressive offensive first half from Alabama.
My takeaway is this is the Alabama I thought we were going to see this year. And this will go one of two ways. I think I know the way it's going to go, but I think we're going to look back at the Florida State game as one of the great mysteries in football history. This is what I thought Alabama would look like. From everybody I had talked to in Tuscaloosa about Ty Simpson and about this team, this is what I thought you would get. This is finally the Alabama I thought you would see this year. And to see an Alabama offensive coordinator a step ahead of Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann for an entire half of football, it's the best play calling Alabama's had since Steve Sarkisian. I mean, that was as good a called half of football as maybe I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I will say until they back it up and stack these together, there will still be question marks. Yep. The problem that they've had, the DNA of this group of players have been they haven't been able to handle success. They rise up to the biggest moments, and then they lose to Vandy last year. Here comes Vandy this week with College Game Day.
Amazing,
We'll talk about that all week long. As we jump into this, our conversation being brought to you by our friends at Fractional Finance. We'll talk about the big cash moments in the game from Ty Simpson, who was spectacular. Fractional Finance bringing you the kickoff of this show.
Yeah, Fractional Finance. We love the fact that these guys on board with us now. If you have a small to mid-sized business in Alabama, Georgia, East Tennessee, or the Carolinas, and you're looking for a CFO service designed for businesses that need expertise, call our friend Rod Smallwood at Fractional Financial. Rod and his team provide expertise in cash management, budgets and projections, accounting, payroll, and annual reports. Fractional Financial does it all. Not your typical contract CFO service. Fractional Financial works with clients face-to-face so they can make informed, data-driven decisions to get their businesses to the next level. Contact them today. Call Rod and that team, 704-614-2083. That's 704-614-2083, or Fractional Financial.
And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, that's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Some rain and storms recently. If you need that roof inspected or if you need a new roof, this is the guy to call. He'll give you a free no-cost roof inspection when you call that number or go to Facebook. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Full roof replacements, roofing repair, storm damage repair, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Storm Restoration Roofing. He and Andrea, they own the company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years. They'll handle it all for you, but it starts with that free no-cost roof inspection, Storm Restoration Roofing. Luganville with a great explanation of Ty Simpson under center and what that does for the play-action game for Alabama. My question, I did a horrible job of asking Kalen DeBoer a question in postgame because he did not give me the answer I was expecting. He took it more of a shot at Alabama not having a lot of explosive plays in the run game. That's not what I intended. I was complimenting them on being patient with the run game, even though on first down it would be 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. They kept stacking up 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7s, but it wasn't negative plays, and that 13 of 19 on third down conversions 7 of 7 in the first quarter, guys. I've gone to football games and I don't watch the stat sheet all the time. But I was watching that one, and I'm sitting. I think it went to 8-8 before they finally didn't get one in the second quarter. But the third down conversions that they were making in that game was against Kirby Smart in there. That was mind-boggling.
It's the first thing Kirby said when he was getting interviewed coming off the field. Like, we can't get off the field. What they're doing on third down, they're killing us right now. And I guarantee you, Hugh and Auburn would like to borrow some of those third down conversions.
But it starts with it not being a negative play on first down. Even if it was,
you got to win first down.
Even if it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, I know that's not as big of a first down play as you want, but it was enough to allow Ryan Grubb and them to do something all night long.
13 of 19 is good against Louisiana Monroe. To do it on the road in Athens against a Georgia defense, pretty incredible. But back to whatever, Kalen, how he, translated the question you were asking. They're not getting any explosive plays from their running backs.
They are not. I mean, it's hard to watch.
And when a coach, and I didn't hear the question, I haven't heard the response, but when they get super sensitive on things, it's normally because...
he wasn't sensitive at all. He gave me a very nice, cordial answer.
I thought this might have been Brian Kelly after, the Florida win.
No, I would have retweeted that. A chance for me to be in the spotlight? No. I mean, he answered it very nice. I mean, he's a tremendously nice guy. He just gave me an answer about, we've got to get more explosive plays. I wasn't even hinting at that. I didn't care about the explosive plays. I was impressed that they kept running into that brick wall on first down because I thought that was the plan. That I was like, God, they must have known that they were only going to get 2 or 3 yards because they had a great second down call and a great third down call all night long.
It's a testament to Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer that you averaged 3.08 yards per carry, so 3 yards per carry, and you still ran it 38 times.
That's right.
And I know it's frustrating for fans to watch because, as Jim said, you're running into a brick wall time and time again. But you know what that's doing? That is grinding 30 seconds of play off the clock. And when you're up 14-0 on the road in Athens, the one thing you want is that clock to move as fast as it can. You want to minimize Georgia possessions, and that's all that did.
And, Brown, what did I say last week? I was like, God, can Alabama – Kirby's going to want to get this thing into a phone booth. Can Alabama be more physical than Georgia to win this on the road, this group of Alabama, this chapter of Alabama football? And they were the more physical team.
I thought the second half, you're talking about in a phone booth, and that's the way the second half was played. Though, if Alabama wants to get to where they want to get to, and that's winning a first championship under DeBoer, it is going to be about running the football and finding a way to stop the run. Like, Florida State completely gashed this team. Georgia at times was gashing this team too. And, I was talking to a guy that does what we do for a living about an hour ago, and he's like, Alabama's going to lose to Vanderbilt. I was like, I'm not ready to go there yet, but this Vanderbilt offense, they can move it on the ground. It's an explosive offense. By far the best Vanderbilt team I've ever seen and the best Vanderbilt offense. But Alabama's got to figure out a way to stop the run.
Well, I just said it with Luganville. You see I think Kublik wears one, run the damn ball hats.
Okay.
And I told Lugs, I said, I want one that says set the damn edge.
Bible and Ball makes a good point in the chat room. They're not getting explosive plays, but they're also not getting hit in the backfield. And that's
exactly
your point.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
your
right.
point. There are no big losses. There's not a guy diving at his feet. It is kind of weird. It's a weird middle ground Alabama's run game is in right now.
No holding penalty.
Alabama
procedure.
Yeah. It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah. That's all they can do.
Is really what it is. On the other side, like I thought Nate Frazier was going to have an incredible year, and once he lays it on the ground, Kirby was like,
"You're done." Especially at that part of the field, Lance. They're lucky they got away with this.
And then Bowens comes in, and I thought Bowens was a load.
9.9 yards a carry.
Yeah.
How does he not touch the ball on 4th and 1?
Kirby's getting some questions.
Well, and at that point, if and LT Overton made a great play, but if you kick the 3 there and tie the game, I just didn't understand it. Points are a premium
I've
at that point.
I've yet to talk to anybody that's like, I kind of like Kirby going for that 4th down. Like, what are you doing?
And then to run wide with Cash Jones.
What are you doing? You tie the game. Alabama's offense is doing nothing right there.
Now, he's about to walk in if LT Overton doesn't make that play.
But that's why you kick it.
And, that's what's so crazy. Like, there are 2 plays this weekend. That play, the narrative of this game is completely different. I think Alabama fans are back on Kalen DeBoer. How do you blow that lead? And then James Franklin, sitting there on the sideline, ready to celebrate, up 7 on that 4th down. Then they get in and ultimately win the game. And, now everybody's shitting all over James Franklin, which they should. But I'm just saying, 2 plays this weekend.
That's right.
Everything flips around.
Back to the Alabama run game. The more days like that, though, you get from Ty Simpson is going to have to open up this run game, right?
Oh, exactly right.
I mean, I think anybody that plays Alabama starting with Vanderbilt now has got to be like, okay, 15 is the problem.
Yeah.
That's the guy, because Alabama's receivers are playing really, really well, even with Ryan Williams not playing particularly well.
And that's it. Ryan Williams, I mean, it's been a long time, maybe since 2020, that Alabama had a whole core of receivers that you had to worry about. Ryan Williams is a star, but
he's at best Alabama's third best receiver right now.
At best, if not fourth best.
If not fourth behind Brooks. And I'm only saying Brooks is a freshman, so
I'll still put Ryan Williams over him, but I see what you're saying.
But Horton's in front of Williams.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this now, because Ryan did a lot of things, like the unwilling to block thing is something that just doesn't resonate with me. Great Alabama receivers, from Julio Jones to Devontae Smith, have all blocked.
Amari Cooper, you go down the list.
You need to get out there like those other first-round guys
right.
and stick your nose out there and block for your teammates. That is biblical.
Yeah.
All right? That is a 10 commandment. You got to block.
I can handle drops. I can't handle you not blocking.
The drops is like the yips.
Yeah.
But I think it was a third down catch over a 3rd and 8, if I remember correctly, over the middle, and Ryan Williams got the snot knocked out of him. He held onto the ball. So he still makes some good catches.
No.
So he's not there are a lot of people off of that.
You say the yips, though. That ball that he dropped, and we've seen this multiple times now, that is a muscle memory catch. That is one of those things, and again, I hate to bring it back to my Rams, but watching Puka, he doesn't drop passes.
Okay,
that's all you're supposed to do for a living.
I am not apologizing for that drop, and I will never apologize for him not blocking. That's number one thing you got to do.
Oh, I guarantee he doesn't have a first-round grade anymore after people watching a lot of film
I'm just saying that catch he made on 3rd and 8 was huge in the football game, and he still makes plays. So everyone's like, they want to bench him because of that drop.
And he got benched for a minute in that game.
He did.
And maybe it got his attention.
He's not always on the field in crucial moments anymore.
No. But that's kind of the point I'm making, and I kind of had to take a shot at Ryan Williams there, fair or unfair, to make that point.
Well, I mean, he is the highest-paid guy on this roster.
But Alabama's passing game is now to the point where you could live without Ryan Williams. And I never thought I would say that. But if the three you've got on the field are Bernard, Horton, Brooks, and Cuevas at tight end, you got a good passing game.
No, I think you got that. But I think more importantly, Ty Simpson, how relaxed and how in command he is right now. Like, if there are 4 guys in New York, it's Dante Moore, it's Fernando Mendoza, it's Trinidad Chambliss, and it's Ty Simpson. If I sent my 4, those would be the 4, and Diego Pavia would be number 5. Trinidad Chambliss would be in New York right now. Amazing. It really would be.
My bookie betting odds this morning, Dante Moore is number 1, 13-2 odds. Ty Simpson is number 2, 15-2 odds.
No problem with that.
Carson Beck 8-1, Trinidad Chambliss 12-1. Mendoza 14-1. Those are your top 5.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mendoza didn't put up numbers, but you know what he did? He found a way to win the game this past weekend in a very, very tough atmosphere. Chambliss to play like he did, I thought that thing would be flipped around. Like if you switched uniforms and stats, the way Ole Miss's defense played, the way Chambliss played, I thought Nussmeier would play like that. I thought LSU's defense would play like Ole Miss's. Ole Miss is a load now, man. I didn't see this coming.
Yep.
And I said in the offseason, if Lane Kiffin really wants to be viewed as an elite team, when you lose 14 players, this is how you show you're an elite coach, is you're able to restock and get this thing rolling. He's got a lot of games to still go, but Ole Miss looks like a legit playoff contender right now.
Okay, let's put a bow on Alabama, and we'll jump to everything else going on. So we're looking at the streak that Alabama has over Georgia now. That Georgia decision from Kirby Smart, what is Georgia the rest of the way?
Well, I mean, they get Kentucky next, and that's the best salve you can get in the SEC because we're when we get to our power rankings, you'll see we don't all agree at the top. We all, I think, agree at the bottom. Kentucky's easily the worst team in the conference. And then you get Auburn, who's in the at least bottom third of the conference. So Georgia is going to look a lot better over the next couple of weeks and maybe even get a false sense of security because this Georgia team is one made kick from being 0-2 in the conference.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose one more game. And I don't know if it's Ole Miss. I don't know if it's Texas. I don't know if it's Georgia Tech. But I'm going to stick with it. I think they're 10-2. I think Alabama's going to end up 10-2. We're going to have a lot of 10-2s and 9-3s.
And it's just I don't know what it looked like in person, but on TV, I think Lance would agree. They don't have the defensive edge they once had.
No, they're not as good up front.
No.
Their front seven was not as
nope. I mean, Ty Simpson didn't get touched.
That's
Now,
exactly
I
right.
will
They couldn't get any pass rush on
I
Simpson.
will give. I mean, they did make adjustments in the second
They did.
half.
They
and
did. It was a different
completely
half.
shut Alabama down in the second half.
Do you see? I don't know if they addressed it on the show, on the broadcast or not. I have not gone back to watch TV yet.
Okay.
But I tweeted it out because Kirby did not. The team had already come back out and everything. Kirby didn't come out of the locker room until 1:15 left on the halftime clock.
No, they didn't say anything about that.
Like he barely
Yeah.
came on and got his headset on.
Yeah.
In time to do the second half. I thought it was crazy. You had one more point
Well,
here.
I was just going to say, just as a bow on that on the defense is, and you've also got some uncharacteristic bonehead plays. Now, I don't think the personal foul, Alabama already had the first down. All it did was give Bama a better field position and maybe let them relax a little bit. I still think Alabama probably runs the same 3 exact plays they ran, no matter where the field
100%.
position. But that is an alarming thing going forward. Game on the line. Like when the kid comes in and dives over the pile, you don't know they already got the first down.
Right.
I mean, what if that were 3rd and inches?
Our
4th
buddy
and
Mick
inches?
said in his postgame, a guy called it the flying dog.
I mean, the guy comes in. That is
With
just
a targeting,
It really
too.
was. That's just uncharacteristic, undisciplined play out of a Kirby Smart
No, it
team.
is.
Right there. It could have cost your team the game.
And on the other side, from week 1 to where Alabama is right now, like you saw, the body language was poor. There was no energy, and they just didn't look disciplined. 4 penalties on the road, no turnovers.
Let's go to cut number 3, what Lance is talking about. This is our Johnston RV sound of the day. Brownie, tell us about Johnston RV.
Yeah, you got a couple more days in September as they've got that end zone clearance event going right now at Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. You can get some great deals right now. There are great interest rates out there. The banks are lending right now. They're freeing up some lending, so you can cash in on that at Johnston RV Center. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. What am I talking about right now? How about Cherokee travel trailers? As low as $139 a month, no money down. Prices marked down almost $100, or almost prices marked down on almost 100 2025 models to make room for the 26s. RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime warranty on anything new or qualifying pre-owned. JohnstonRVCenter.com.
All the flowers, all the pats on the back, all the handshakes, everything everyone's giving Kadyn DeBoer today. Listen, a few weeks ago, a lot of people were not doing that after the Florida State loss. I think Joe Rex Road at the Athletic, DeBoer, disastrous, what were used about his program, the questions about his job and all that. And I know how it is in the SEC. You're one loss away from being right back into that. Kadyn DeBoer, though, and this team still talks about that Florida State game and how all of the world reacted to Alabama losing. Here is Kadyn DeBoer on the fight his team has shown since Tallahassee.
It started that they pretty much just got an edge to them, took everything that was out there and channeled the energy into us, being better and getting better. And, there's 2 things you can do when things are coming down on you a little bit. You can go back yourself in a corner, or you can fight. And these guys, have made up their minds they're going to fight. And, the staff is doing the same thing. And so I think just that was where it started. But I think it's just continued now to continue to build. And we got to make sure we don't forget, what that chip on the shoulder was that kind of got this momentum going. And we've got to understand what it took mentally, physically, emotionally today to be able to sustain from start to finish, and not just 30 minutes, it's 60 minutes. And so, that's been a word that we talked about going back to January. I've talked to you guys about it, sustaining it. Can we sustain the energy? Can we sustain the passion? And, not just, for the season, not for the game, but each play, and we sustained it. And at the very end, churning out those first downs with the offensive line, that's something we weren't doing in fall camp. That's not something we were doing at the beginning of the season, at the end of the game. Maybe we did at the beginning of the game, the first drive, Florida State, okay, worked at it, got it done, but we weren't doing that, in the second half like we did tonight.
Yeah, the different edge for this team. Can they sustain it with Vandy and game day coming to town this week? The black hoodie for him. I get a feeling that at some point Bear Bryant didn't really necessarily want to wear that houndstooth hat all the time. I'm sure he got tired of wearing that. He wanted to mix it up a little bit, but it became his thing. Nick Saban at practice, that straw hat is his emblem now. At some point, is the black hoodie going to be Kalen DeBoer's emblem?
I mean, he's a former baseball player, and 9 out of 10 baseball players I know are superstitious. So I'm just going to assume that, he wore it a couple of times. I mean, I catch myself doing that all the time. Like, I wore an undershirt with a hoodie yesterday, and I was like, I think I'm going to have to wear this undershirt again next week. I mean, it's just, some of us are superstitious, and I guarantee you if you ask Kalen, he probably would be like, yeah.
I blame Brooks. I mean, Brooks was the guy that started the stat. Brooks was the one Brooks, you're on the hook for the black hoodie. It's your fault. You started this.
I mean, I saw it a couple of places on social media. I guess I was the first one that started to bother to look the stat up because there were, people talking about it. So he's 11-1 in all black now. So
yeah.
Hey, there he is.
And as Bernard told us last week, they joke about it.
Oh, yeah. He knows it. Yeah, he knows it.
People thought I was crazy when they asked me last week and this weekend what I thought the Alabama-Vanderbilt number would be. And I said it right here on the air. I thought it'd be 13.5 to 14.5. It is 13.5.
Yeah.
And it seems light, but it's really not. Vanderbilt's a legitimate team.
This is the challenge.
This is like in the NFL. How many times do you see a 13.5-point number? And when you do, it's Buffalo against the New Orleans Saints. It ain't Alabama against the top 25. But is there
Whacked Out Wednesday coming up?
Is there really a chance, though, that Vanderbilt can roll into Tuscaloosa?
Wait a minute.
And win back-to-back?
Is it Whacked Out Wednesday where somebody says, Duke's going to blow out Syracuse and that happens? So
LSU's going to blow out Ole Miss?
Yeah. So Whacked Out Wednesday's coming up, and you think Vanderbilt might be a subject of Whacked Out Wednesday?
I'm 0 for 1 on Whacked Out Wednesday. To the Auburn side of the coin, after Lance tells you about lanceslock.com, lanceslock.com, where he gives you all that knowledge about undershirts and but actually picking games too. It's not all superstition at lanceslock.com. Undershirt for the Rams, real numbers for everybody else.
So over the weekend, 7-4 in college football. And yesterday, there have been 4 NFL Sundays, right?
That is correct.
I have 3 3-0 NFL Sundays out of 4. Coming off another 3-0 yesterday. We are absolutely crushing it. No reason not to jump on and win with us at lanceslock.com. We'll have Monday Night Football action up and rolling again. We are crushing right now. Jump on and win with us. lanceslock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling issues, any of those arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
All right, before we get to Auburn, while you're talking gambling, we got Lane Kiffin twice now has referenced the over and totals and things, but the worst is Fernando Mendoza, who takes a safety. Did he run 40 yards for that safety?
A long way.
And by the way, according to people that do the research on this, not only did that screw up the over-under in that game, but also second half was 5.5.
Oh, no.
It had nothing to do with the original number, which got up to 8.5. So, they were winning by 7. Maybe you buy that down in some places. Maybe you're able to get it 7.5 and you buy it to 7. It was funny that he did reference that. But what I noticed in the box score is there's no record of that minus 40-yard run.
Well, really?
How do you score that?
I don't know. But
it's supposed to be a minus 40-yard run.
But the clock expired well before he got to the end zone. He did not have to go all the way to the end zone.
That's right.
I mean, weren't there 3 seconds at the snap or something like that?
Yeah, but Philadelphia
0
against Tampa Bay yesterday, punter doesn't really have to go out of the end zone. I mean, the game's over.
Yeah, again, he could have just fallen down too. So it was interesting. I mean, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying it's interesting.
Yeah, but he was going to fall down in the end zone, though. Still.
I've said it before, though.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 coaches. Spurrier was one of those coaches back in the day. Paterno was one of those coaches 100%. I watched it. I lived it.
He knew the point spread.
Yeah, but Lane Kiffin is 1,000% along with Mark Stoops, the coaches that are dialed in on the point spread.
But Mendoza talked about cooking the gamblers.
Yeah, the Cuban Missile felt bad about it, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I cooked the gamblers out there. Now to Auburn. Speaking of cooking, Hugh Freeze's hot seat ramps up after 177 yards of total offense. The much talked about wide receiver room at Auburn, which has elite recruits, 124 passing yards on the road, tough environment against a defensive coach in Mike Elko. But 16-10, the final score there.
It's a pathetic offense. I don't know if it's, and I was talking to the guys in the back room, I don't know if it's as bad as Florida's, but it's really, really close. And, as impressive as Alabama is to convert, 13 to 19, for Auburn to go 0 of 13, that's almost impossible. Now, the good news is Auburn's defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. A&M only goes 3 of 14, but 0 of 13. And then you combine the 2 fourth down conversions, 0 of 15 on third and fourth downs. It's a pathetic offense. You mentioned the great wide receiver room. I am going to be really surprised if things don't get better this year, and I don't think they are, honestly, with this offensive line. I'm not going to be surprised if Cam Coleman's out next year.
I mean, he just doesn't see the football. And trust me, I'm not saying this to try to pat myself on the back and beat my chest, because I get so much more wrong on this show than I get right. But you guys will back me up on this. I said this all summer.
About Jackson Arnold?
About Jackson Arnold. I am not willing to believe you can pluck Jackson Arnold out of Oklahoma, blame everything on the crap at Oklahoma, and this guy all of a sudden is going to play ball. And it's not all his fault. It wasn't all his fault at Oklahoma. It wasn't all his fault. It's not all his fault at Auburn right now. But at some point, guys, you are what the scoreboard says you are. Jackson Arnold's not a good quarterback, and Auburn is not a good passing attack, and Auburn is not a good offense. And at some point, I know Lance says that defense is going to keep you in games, and it will, but they'll break at some point. They can't do this every week. The pressure that is on DJ Durkin on this defense right now, you just can't do that.
Yeah,
but
Xavier Chaplin and Mason Murphy and these guys that come over, this offensive line is supposed to be better. Jackson Arnold is getting, and some of this is on Arnold. And I go back to the Oklahoma game, there were some missed throws, but he is running for his life. This is a bad offensive line.
At some point in different version over the summer and leading into the season. Maybe it was at SEC Media Days, but I have a quote that I pulled back. Hugh talked about 6 of these offensive linemen that he has will be drafted someday. Now, I don't
see it.
Does the
are we talking military
or XFL?
Yeah, drafted.
Yeah. Or cars behind them on 280.
Yeah, they're drafting in traffic. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I am blown away with how bad this offensive line in pass protection is. I really am. I mean, they got up 20 sacks
I know,
through 5 games.
It's crazy.
I got 15 sacks in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Here's Hugh Freeze on the offense. Again, they do the post game with Jackson Arnold and Hugh Freeze setting together, which is starting to get more and more uncomfortable.
Very odd.
Very disappointing, difficult. Our kids are playing too hard, and offensively, that was unacceptable. Our defense played their tails off well enough to win the game. We have 2 weeks to prepare for Georgia, and we'll take that time to reevaluate everything related to our offense and how we prepare, personnel, everything. This isn't on Jackson or any other player. It's on our staff, and that starts with me to fix it. It was just unacceptable today, the way we played.
Yeah, I mean, how many times has he had to do this at Auburn, though? How many times has he had to take the bye week to reevaluate what they're doing on offense and fix it? And
Auburn
just doesn't get fixed.
DM'd me, get Brown or Jim to go look at Hugh's wife's Jen. He played almost every day and twice last Thursday. The golf thing's not going to quit, though.
It's not going to quit, but the golf doesn't even matter now because you've got the product on the field. So, I mean, he can play golf, not play golf. The product on the field Saturday is what matters, and it's a terrible product on offense, and this is the guy that's supposed to be the offensive coach.
Yeah, he's not going to survive. I like Hugh. I was completely wrong on this. I'm going to be right on DeBoer. I know people are going to say, it's early. I'm going to be right on DeBoer. I'm going to be completely wrong on Hugh. Hugh is going to get fired this year. It's unfortunate that Auburn's going to have to reset here. But, back to you counted 15 to 20 sacks over the last couple of weeks. It's the first time they've played defenses. Baylor, Ball State, and South Alabama don't have defenses.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, Jim, is they're going to keep playing defense. You don't think Georgia can sack them? I mean, I know they didn't touch Ty Simpson, but Alabama's line is better.
You guys mentioned what the defense is doing. Xavier Atkins, he had the 73-yard interception that set up the only Auburn touchdown.
That guy's a stud.
10 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and an interception. Is that a stat line?
Oh, my God. That kid, he is all over the field. And look, he was the only offense for Auburn.
He was. If he did, I thought
it was going to be 20-3. It was 20-3, and that game was domination.
Yep.
So, Hugh can say, hey, the last couple of weeks we've played these top 10s within possession. And look, on the scoreboard, that's the way it plays out. That game was not even close Saturday. And I'll tell you what, Marcel Reed is going to cost A&M some games.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can throw it consistently.
I agree with you 100%.
I will say this, by the way, to your point, 259 yards more offense Texas A&M had than Auburn, but they still only had 16 points. Right? So they almost 259 more yards than Auburn had, and they still only had 16 points.
Yeah.
So they left some points out there on the board.
They're a Fugazi. They are. I think Miami is too.
I will say this: do we have Brooks? Do we have the power rankings yet? Do we have the graphic for that yet? Okay, Forrester has that. Pull up our SEC. We do a ranking every week. I came really close. That's my top two. I had Ole Miss, Alabama 1 and 2. I came really close to putting Alabama number 1, but I went Ole Miss. I really don't think Ole Miss is the best team in the SEC.
Why'd you put them number 1?
But I'm not sure Alabama is. I'm not sure Georgia is. I'm not sure Oklahoma or A&M or Tennessee. LSU, there's Texas at 8. Missouri's at 9. Vandy at 10. I mean, you can go 10 deep. And
that was my top 5. I did have Alabama at 1 and Ole Miss at 2.
I did as well, Lance.
Yeah,
and then it was tough. I could have gone.
Then I had
way.
Oklahoma. I think Hawkins is going to be okay over the next couple of weeks, but how healthy is Mateer going to ultimately be? And I still think Georgia was a play away from coming back and winning that game.
To your point, go to number 11. They just took Tennessee, and it was no fluke. That was not a fluke. They took Tennessee to overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, State's good.
Where did you guys – I agree. And look, we got stock down, stock up coming. I've got all SEC in that. Where did you guys have Auburn? I had them at 13. I only had Florida, Arkansas, and Kentucky behind them.
Let me pull mine up. I was struggling with Florida. Again,
I'm struggling with South Carolina too.
Again, I am too.
What I am not struggling with, the most improved team in this conference by far, not even close, is Mississippi State.
Yeah,
not even close. Jeff Lebby is doing a hell of a job, and they're not going to win another game.
13th for me. Auburn 13th.
I had them 12. I was struggling with them in Florida. I got Auburn 12, Florida 13. I just didn't.
I put Florida 12, Auburn 13.
I mean, I ask the question when I do this: if Auburn and Florida played at Jordan-Hare, who wins? And I think probably Auburn.
Yeah, but what if they
played
Auburn
and Florida plays at the Swamp? I think probably Florida. So what do I do with that?
What if they played in
neutral site?
Birmingham?
It would be, with those two offenses, it would be lucky to be double digits.
3 years ago when he took this program over,
combined points.
Did you think that we would in 2025 in September have Auburn at 12 or 13 of 16 in the SEC?
Yeah.
I mean, look, he is 5 and 13 in SEC play since taking over. There are no excuses. No excuses at all.
Nope. I mean, you've had plenty of time to address your needs through the portal. You've been recruiting. You've said you got your NIL squared away, and this is the product you're getting. And they, again, not bashing the guy. I like Jackson Arnold. He seems like a nice kid in the time he's been around us, and I hate it for him. But you went and spent your money on this guy, and it's a mistake.
Glad he's athletic.
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Okay, got him closed.
And you have a bye week.
Okay.
Here comes Georgia.
All right. I got my eyes closed. What about what?
One team wins. Now open your eyes. What if it's Auburn?
Oh, I mean,
Auburn beats Georgia.
It wouldn't shock me.
100% possible.
It would shock me.
Then look. Would not shock me.
Shock me.
And then you look at the rest of that Auburn schedule.
They're going to lose to Missouri, probably at Arkansas.
Where's Auburn going to find points?
I'm just saying that in this league right now, we make these absolute statements, like a lot of people did after week 1 with Kalen DeBoer, like a lot of people did going into the year about Arch Manning, like a lot of people did going into the year about Nussmeier. And we make all these 100% overreaction statements on Monday. And I agree with you. I'm right there with you guys on where it looks right now. But on the road at Oklahoma and on the road at Texas A&M, a lot of people are going to lose those games. If you beat Georgia at home, then here's Missouri at home, on the road at Arkansas, Kentucky, Vandy, Mercer, Alabama.
Not happening. The offense is awful. Let me ask you this, an honest to God question. Better chance of beating Georgia or not going to a bowl game?
Better chance of not going to a bowl game.
I mean, they're hand in hand. You beat Georgia,
Yeah.
I think they go to a bowl game.
Yeah,
if
it's
they
probably,
don't,
yeah.
You know how
don't
pathetic
know.
that is? I mean, Hugh was, I guess he told us at Regents.
He did tell us at Regents.
Looking for a 6 and 6.
Yeah.
What is crazy? He's going to go 3 years, and in 3 years at Auburn, making top 20 money, he's never going to have a winning season.
It does not appear right now.
I saw the projections today. One person had him, at least they had him going to a bowl. One had him going to Liberty Bowl. One had him going to Birmingham Bowl. And you know what happens in the Birmingham Bowl?
That'll be interim coach DJ Durkin.
Yes.
Yeah. I gave you guys one chance to save the graphic there, and y'all doubled down even more on it. Show being brought to you. We'll get more reaction to other games around the country. Germie Bernard joins us. Ice bath to the next round. He'll join us at 10 Central. Joel Klatt at 11. The show being brought to you by our friends at Odie's. LT, tell us about Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, a great place to go if you're looking for a lunch on a Monday, dinner, just a place to unwind after maybe you've got one of those Mondays that goes the wrong direction. You want to go get some cocktails. Do it at Odie's Tavern. 2 locations, the original and Crestline. Also, the location in Edgewood. Great food from Rodney Davis at both. TVs all over the place. Live music on Thursdays and Fridays. And, of course, Odie's Team Trivia every Wednesday. Birmingham Institution. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
The calendar flips to October this week, and that means we're in the Yellowwood 500 month at Talladega Superspeedway, October 17, 18, 19. That is the weekend. You can go to Dega, 877-GO-TO-DEGA, or TalladagaSuperspeedway.com to reserve your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area, at the Whiskey Myers concert on Saturday night, and to see all 3 of the great races throughout the Yellowwood 500 weekend. 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Enhance your experience with the Garage Experience, presented by Coolray, the most immersive garage in NASCAR. You can get it all right there at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Bojangles tender moment of the day. Give us the Bojangles, and then I'll set this up for you.
Yeah, you can make it bow time for your college football and high school football weekends coming up. Whether you're tailgating at a high school football game or a college game, you got that college football watch party at your house. Let Bojangles cater the tailgate or the party. They got those great hand-breaded tenders and the amazing sauces that go with it. You can get all of those at your local Bojangles and make it bow time for lunch, for dinner, or for tailgates this weekend. It's bow time.
It's got to be pretty special for high school football to make the show. Friend of the show, William Galloway, play-by-play voice at Mountain Brook High School here in the Birmingham area, trailing 24-23 to Homewood, rival Homewood, in overtime, going for 2 in the win is Mountain Brook. And then chaos. This is a 2-point conversion that ends up either going to win or lose the game. William Galloway on the call.
Motion to the near side of the screen, and errant snap from the Spartans. Hoffbauer's going to have to pull out a miracle. He's approaching midfield and is going to have to heave it long. Goes for the end zone. Whoa, we've got a man, and we bring it in.
He caught it!
We got it!
He caught it, Willie!
He 2.0 in overtime at Homewood.
Hewitt, Trustful, Homewood, it don't matter.
History is doomed to repeat itself, and the Spartans win it in overtime, going for 2 at Homewood.
And,
wow!
And Chris Yeager wouldn't be more surprised if he woke up the next morning with his face stapled to the carpet.
Christmas Vacation reference there that I'm not sure you got entirely right.
That was. Boy, that snap was coming in hot.
How many 2-point conversion plays at any point end up touching the midfield logo?
It's hard to recover. Hard to recover from that.
Yeah, I mean the degree of difficulty of that play. I mean, that's like hitting not a half court. That's a full court shot.
Yeah, you had everything you wanted though, like the quarterback improvising. The receiver never gives up.
Yeah, I mean, he high points the ball. I mean, that was unbelievable.
I love a good hometown broadcast and plays like that. They were fantastic. William and the color guy were just terrific on that.
It's a 2-point play that ends up being a Doug Flutie Hail Mary.
It does.
Insanity. What a way to end the game, walking it off Mountain Brook over Homewood there. That's our Bojangles tender moment of the day. We jump back in to college football after Brownie tells us about our friends at MyBookie. We got a look ahead to the Vandy line. That's one of the biggest games. It's got game day in this weekend. You got Texas and Florida. Texas still plays football, man. We haven't heard from Texas in a long, long time.
They still give a lot. They're still a top 10 team, which is amazing.
On the road at the Swamp, Brownie. We get Miami and Florida State. Poor old Florida State.
Yeah.
Virginia, Louisville with a playoff implication game. Give me some point spreads.
That Miami-Florida State game, you referenced Florida State, a 4.5-point home dog.
Oh, wow.
DOG coming off their loss at Virginia.
I wish it was already Tuesday.
I know.
At Seminole, it's hard to draw.
I'd be just drawing that arrow right now. I'd be all over right now. I think Florida State whoops that ass.
The Vandy-Alabama game is down to 10. I mean, we're knocking on the door of single digits here at mybookie.ag. That line continues to
go. What does that tell you?
What does Lance normally tell you when the line opens? It goes.
Yeah.
Roll.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't. It's not a beat down.
No, it's going down, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's down to 10.
That's good for Alabama, right?
No, that's good for Vanderbilt.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that's going the wrong way. This thing was Alabama 17. I would tell you it's going to be a curb stomping. Yeah. At 10? When's the last time Alabama's favored 10?
I know, but I thought it was going down from 13.5 to 10 because there's so many.
The public's all over Vandy.
Because everybody's Diago Pavia crazy.
I think this is more smart money. I don't know how many players, casual players, are out there early on hammering Vanderbilt here.
I understand gambling about as much as I understand the
We're aware.
kickoffs in the NFL of where the ball is going to be placed if it goes in the end zone or doesn't go in the end zone.
But you do understand this: a 3-team teaser. How many points do you get per side?
I get 10.
Okay. You think anybody's going to have Alabama to pick?
Alabama to pick at home against Vandy?
Yeah, they're going to be like, hey, Bobby, I tell you what, I don't know about the other two legs, but I'm putting Bama to pick. They ain't losing to Vanderbilt back-to-back years. That son of a bitch will be going back to the West Coast if he does.
Diego Pavia, by the way, would become the first quarterback to beat Alabama in back-to-back years since pre-Saban.
Oh, I think Pavia, and I said he would be my fifth guy. That's amazing. He would be my fifth guy that would be in New York. If they were to win this game on Saturday, and if they are to win it, he's going to play well. He's probably your Heisman favorite at that point. He probably
That's
is.
amazing to say that.
Yeah,
Texas,
and they're a top 10 team at that point.
6.5 point favorite at Florida. You play all those games right now at mybookie.ag. Code next round at mybookie.ag. When you sign on, you get that $500 bet back bonus. Guarantee you make your first bet, you lose it, $500 right back into your account at mybookie.ag. You can play with it again. Do not forget the casino side. Casino side at mybookie.ag is on fire, and so many of you like the casino. MyBookie reached out and was like, hey, listen, y'all got a lot of casino players. We are working right now on an offer for the players in the casino. Look out. So you're about to get an offer for the players in the casino. You can play that right there at mybookie.ag. Code next round to get that $500 bet back guarantee at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, sportsbook and casino at mybookie.ag.
How did you sleep last night? If you're listening to us right now and you're tired already and it's Monday, you need to get that sleep study done. Look, nobody wants to go to the lab. You don't want to go to a different place, sleep in a different bed to get the sleep study done. Don't worry about the lab. Don't worry about the insurance. It's only $199. The home sleep test from our friends at CPAP Plus. The O'Neill brothers have 5 locations throughout the state: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, and Troy. It's Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. SleepHomeAlabama.com. That is the website. No lab, just easy to wear fingertip devices, clinically validated. They connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. Again, only $199 home sleep test available from our friends at CPAP Plus at SleepHomeAlabama.com.
Let's go back to the lab, though, with James Franklin and Penn State. Overtime loss to Oregon. We'll talk about the game after you hear about James Franklin, who has an amazing number of losses now in ranked versus ranked top 10 matchups at Penn State. Here is James Franklin after getting another one.
James, the frustration of the fans, do you sense it, and do you get it, I guess I'm asking?
Yeah, we have a passionate fan base, 111,000. The environment was awesome. They're passionate. And when we win, there's nothing better. When we lose, there's nothing worse. So I get it. I get the frustration that comes with a fan base that is invested and cares. So I get it.
After everything that's happened versus ranked teams, how do you personally maintain your belief?
Yeah, again, I kind of look at the entire picture. I get that narrative, and it's really not a narrative. It's factual. It's the facts. I get it, but I try to look at the entire picture and what we've been able to do here. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win those games. I totally get it, and I take ownership and I take responsibility. At the end of the day, I wanted that for those kids in that locker room. How hard they work, how much they sacrifice, and we had our opportunities. But yeah, I take responsibility.
71%, 71.2% is his winning percentage, but 1-18 in Big Ten top 10 games.
Jeez.
And
4-21.
Yeah, and then with the big number, top 25 games. It's just an amazing record of lost games and ranked opponents.
Yeah, this is almost, and I don't know what you do here, Brown. This is almost your Tua Tagovailoa. It's like
I thought the same exact thing. It's what we always talk about.
He's definitely a top 20 coach, but he's not going to win a championship. I think we've got enough, and I know you had Penn State too, and I got burned, and I am done. Big games, I will never, ever play that game or that guy again. And look, and it came down to one play. I mean, if they hold him on 4th down, They win, they cover. The narrative's completely different. This is going to be Penn State's year, but they can't get it done.
And Jim, listen, people are passionate into the moment, but when they were down 17-3, the video comes out of the Fire James Franklin chant in the stadium.
Yeah, chant
in the stadium. Fire James Franklin. That's limited fans. That's not everybody, but that is a growing situation for him there, as that's how the fans feel. I mean, it was 17-3. Now, I will credit them for coming back and forcing overtime, because when it was 17-3, I thought, man, this may end up like 35-3.
Yeah, that was painful. And there's something, back to Hugh Freeze and how bad the offense is. The offense is always bad under James Franklin.
It is.
Now, give Drew Aller credit for those 2 drives, because they're down 17-3 with 12:25 to go in the fourth quarter, and he puts together 2 drives that gets them to overtime.
No doubt.
They lead in overtime. They need just a stop to walk off, and he's the toast of the town.
Yep.
But then they don't get to stop, and then he goes out there and throws a horrible interception, and that is your takeaway from Aller instead of all the good stuff. He deserved better than he ended up with, but that was a horrible pass.
Well, I thought Penn State would win this with their defense, and I really thought Dante Moore, this first true road start for him, was going to be a problem because Jim Knowles' defense, Penn State had 0 sacks, they had 0 forced turnovers, and Oregon, man, Will Stein, I've said this for a long time, the way he dials plays up, it's almost back. You brought up Steve Sarkisian. Guys are just open.
The surprising thing was that game was 3-3 at the half. That is not what I thought that game would be at all.
Yeah, but to LT's point, there's the Penn State defense doing to Oregon. It's 3-3 at the half. It's only 17. You're down 2 touchdowns, but it's only 17-3 in the fourth quarter. If you only allowed 17 points, defense did their part.
Yeah, Jim Knowles did his job,
except for that fourth down.
Yeah, and I think Will Stein and Dante Moore obviously did theirs. 424 total yards, and it ended up being a game that 30-24, double overtime. Man, how many fans? There were at least 20 fantastic games at the collegiate level this week.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, real quick. 30-24, you've now held them, and they didn't get their 2-point conversion, too. Yeah. You're going to have a walk-off chance, which, by the way, Oregon ignored my rule, and it paid off for them, I guess. I would have gone for 2 in the first overtime.
I have changed my stance on a couple of things. On the 2-point conversions, because I think you heard Herb Street say he's getting – was it Herb Street that said it on the broadcast? Where you go for 2 when you're down 2 possessions. I forgot who said it on Saturday. Maybe it was Herb Street.
USC did it. It was probably Klatt. Because USC
Klatt.
did it.
Yeah, that's right. Klatt said, I'm getting more and more used to this. When you're down 14, the first you go for 2.
Go for 2 to cut it to 6, or leave it at 8, and then you go for 2 again.
Yeah, either you tie it or you walk it off.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm getting used to that. I'm more so believing in that now. And then I agree with you. I think you've got to go for 2 on that final possession of the first overtime.
Now, Wake did it against Georgia Tech and lost. But still, my point
Wake
there
should have been in that situation.
I know. My point there is you're going to have to go for 2 in the next overtime anyway. I walk it off when I can. Oregon did not do that, but Jimmy's got 2 more shots. They're at Ohio State and they host Indiana. And both those are going to be top 10 Big Ten games.
And that's your point. Great recruiter, great talent there at Penn State. Oftentimes they have the best talent on the field to be a top 10 team, or at least equal to other top 10 teams. They just don't win these games. And you got to be careful when you're Penn State. Do you make a change here to get a guy who may be able to win those top 10 games, and then you may not be a top 10 team anymore because he does recruit well. We'll find out what Penn State decides to do and what the rest of the season holds. For now, 3-1 Penn State, Oregon 5-0, all these other games. So we got to get to the viewing menu here in just a second before we get to Germie Bernard. Before we do the viewing menu, Brownie, tell us about the great folks at Central State Bank.
Yeah, that is a bank that is small enough to know you, but big enough to meet every single one of your needs there at Central State Bank. They get you, man. They're about people, not just accounts and transactions, but building relationships. And they are all over Central Alabama, 6 locations in Shelby County, 1 down in Alexander City as well. Right where you need them to be, whether you're running a business, buying your dream car, or you just want a bank that remembers your name, Central State Bank has you covered. They've been doing it for more than 100 years. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
205-969-8100. That is the number you need to call. If you wear the contacts, you wear the glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. business. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts after the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call I made, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
First off tonight, we've got a Scream Unseen event at AMC. This is where they show off an unreleased horror movie, and this week the most likely candidate is called Bone Lake. Diego and Sage's romantic vacation at a secluded lakeside estate gets upended when they're forced to share a mansion with a mysterious and attractive couple. Their dream getaway soon spirals into a nightmarish maze of sex, lies, and manipulation as terrifying secrets come to light, triggering a bloody battle for survival.
Wait, so is this a porn or is this a horror? It's Bone Lake?
You
got multiple couples rolling in?
You might stumble into something you're not ready for there, Tyler. Be careful.
I'm starting to think the title might be a double entendre.
I think you're probably
Somebody's
right.
throwing that bone around.
Have a safe word. All right, have a safe word ready.
All right, I don't know what the plan is. I might skip out on that one.
Okay.
Hulu has added Night at the Museum, the entire franchise, to its catalog.
I like those. They're good family movies.
Yeah, it's a great family movie. I like Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, good, clean family movie. You can watch that one with the kids and have fun. Maybe learn something about history.
Yeah. And Tubi has added Coraline to its catalog. This is done by Leica Studios, which has a relationship with Nike. They're funded by Phil Knight, so they can do pretty much whatever with their movies. And so this is a sort of dark claymation movie, kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas. So if you're in the Halloween season, you can watch Coraline on Tubi. And then finally on today's viewing menu, not a movie you should watch, a movie you should stay away from. Friday, I went to go see The Strangers Chapter 2, and it was the worst movie I've seen this year.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, the franchise, the rights of it have changed hands recently, and the new owner of it doesn't seem to understand what makes The Strangers good or what made the original good. They're trying to build out this like lore and backstory for the killers, but the whole point of The Strangers is that they're strangers, you don't know them, and they come to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. The show's also being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa.
Woodhouse Day Spa, the gift of relaxation. Like you watched football all weekend long. You want to take care of the wife or girlfriend. You want to get out of that doghouse. You can do it with the gift of relaxation from our friends at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Very simple. You can stop in their beautiful location right there at the Summit Shopping Center off of Highway 280. Go see Stuart and the great staff. Tell them the guys from the next round sent you. Or you can order 24/7 online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Let them choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services, gift card, simple solution. Buy them 24/7 online or just stop into the Woodhouse Day Spa and tell them the next round sent you.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Guys, stay on top of your health, from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between, with a company that's been bringing you 70 years of the best urological care in Central Alabama. 16 great locations convenient to you. 205-930-0920 to schedule that appointment. 205-930-0920 or go online, urologycentersalabama.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Let's get right to Germie Bernard. I was in Athens. It took me 5 hours to get out of traffic. I wish I had their police escort. Thank you to the great Alabama State Troopers that got Bama in and out of Athens for another win. Germie's brought to you by our great friends at Form Energy.
Form Energy Drink and Innisfree Irish Pub. We've got our Form Energy open right here. You can head to Innisfree Irish Pub before the Vandy game. Germie Bernard looks like he's about to go 15 rounds with us. What's up, Germ? How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. How we doing?
Doing fantastic. How about you?
Man, I'm great. I can't complain.
That was a heck of a fun game to watch on TV. Dunaway was there. I can't imagine how fun those games are to play in as a player, where you're playing as good an opponent as you can play, you're playing as well as you can play, and you get to win on the road. That has got to be like the peak of college football for you.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, what I didn't ask a question. I just made a statement.
I
so
know.
I got a statement back.
And you're relaxed with the robe on.
That's right. So what makes that so much fun? Let me ask a question with that then. What about it makes it so much fun? Walk me through why that is so fun.
Well, it's SEC play. We know it's conference time. So we know we going to get our best every single week. It's going to be a heavyweight battle. Our strength coach, Coach Ballou, he talked to us during the week, and he was just saying it's going to be a war. It's going to be a war when we walk in here. And he just told us like what our goals are, and and how we're going to accomplish them. And this is one of our first steps to be able to get to our goals. And man, I ain't gonna lie, it was one of that's always a fun game. Even last year was a fun game, and this year was a fun game. It was closer than we wanted, but we pulled it off. So it was it was great.
Calling a game at an elite level is true art, and I thought the first half, Ryan Grubb it was a master freaking portrait. 262 yards, 24 points on the road. Everything he dialed up, you guys were able to execute. Did you feel? I mean, I assume you felt that rhythm going in, and how much of that was scripted before you guys, just going into the week? How many of those wrinkles did you guys know that you were going to be throwing out in the first 30 minutes?
Grubb, he's been scheming up plays since camp. Like we've been running plays that we haven't run in the other games since fall camp. So when the time comes to execute them, for this Georgia game, we're able to execute them at a high level. So just being able to prepare the right way, during the week, know the game plan how we're supposed to. It was a lot of difficult stuff that we had to learn, but we took a lot of time with our preparation, and we just went out there and we executed to our best abilities. And with his play calling and the players that we got, and just us doing our jobs, man, it was a great thing to watch, a great thing to see, a great thing to play in.
Listen, before I ask you a real question, I was raised in a trailer park. We didn't have bathrobes where I grew up. Is there an elite brand? Is that like 100% cotton? What are we wearing here? Tell me about this.
This is like velvet, kind of. Like I like to wear a lot of robes, like just to like chill around the crib. I got about 7 of them.
Seven of them.
7 robes?
Yeah. all types of different colors.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got 7 pairs of pants.
Yeah, I got 6 pairs of shoes. You got 7 bathrobes.
Robes.
Yeah,
we need to make this a regular thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Roll out a different robe every week for us.
That's cool. Hey, talk to me about being a willing blocker as a wide receiver, right? I've watched Julio Jones and Devontae Smith and everybody in between that have been first-round draft picks who have willingly got on the edge and blocked at an Alabama offense. You guys had some big blocks on some of the schemes y'all were running, including for the big guy, Kadyn Proctor, this past week. Tell me how important it is for you guys in the receiving room to be good blockers.
Yeah, like Coach Shep really emphasizes that in our room. When I first got to college, my position coach was like, "You don't block, you don't get the rock." So I really took that to heart. That's really been in me since high school. It's a mentality. I'm very selfless when it comes to things like that. So just going out there and putting it all on the line for my brothers, and being able to put them in the best position for them to make plays. So me going all out in the blocking game is just just great for my teammates. To, like I said, to just be able to give them the opportunity they deserve.
Form Energy and Innisfree Irish Pub bring you Germie Bernard. You've got 4 great flavors of Form Energy. Dunaway and I right now are drinking the Blue Blitz.
It's my favorite one so far.
So far, you like that one the best? You got the Screamin' Freedom, which is Rocket Pop inspired, Grape Smash, and Orange Fury. Those are the other ones you can see in front of Lance right there. You can see them all at formenergy.com. Formenergy.com, available at energy drink retailers near you, and also Innisfree Irish Pub.
Yeah, get in and see our friends Derek and Nick and all the great guys at the Innisfree Irish Pub, location in Lakeview right here in Birmingham, but the original location right there in Tuscaloosa. 5,000 square feet of Irish food, drink, music, and a whole lot of atmosphere just north of the Strip in downtown Tuscaloosa. If you're looking for a good time, there's only one place for you. It's the Innisfree Irish Pub.
My entire everybody that was watching the game in my basement, our reaction to Kadyn Proctor catching the ball and running was laughter. Like, everybody just started laughing. It was hilarious to watch. I mean, as a teammate, obviously you guys have ripped that play in practice. How do you not just laugh at seeing a guy that's like almost 400 pounds running the football that well?
Honestly, bro, it was great. Like you said, we've been repping it. Like I said, we repped it since fall camp, and the times we did run it. The first time we ran it in a fall camp against our defense, he dropped the ball. So it was like, So before the game, Coach Grub was like, just make sure you catch the ball. That's it. Just you got all the God-given ability. Once you catch the ball, just let that take over. But yeah, it was really exciting to be able to like see him do that. We know he's very versatile, and what he can do. He's very athletic, and so just to see him get the opportunity, bro, it was really exciting to see.
I'm sure at some point in your life, Pop Warner or high school, you played both sides, so you played on the other side of the ball. If you're a D-back in that situation, I mean, what do you do? Just go for the ankles? And I mean, there's no way you can hit that guy above the waist.
Yeah, I mean, I would have did the same thing 31 did. I would just try to fake attempt to tackle him. Like, that's it.
That's a business decision.
Yeah, business decision.
I mean, how athletic is he, though? Like, he wasn't going down.
I mean, that was a tough catch. I mean, it was Ty threw it low, man. Yeah. He threw it low.
And he was rumbling. I mean, like, you see him day in, day out.
He
How
saw the
athletic
pylon.
is
He was the only thing he was looking at was the pylon.
No, for real. For real.
Did he have a celebration ready to go? If he had scored a touchdown, did he have a dance or something ready to go? Do you know what he would have pulled out?
He was going to eat the ball.
I don't know, Kadyn. You never know. He's full of surprises, so he probably would have pulled something out.
Okay, I've got to ask you though. Now, you guys in your 2 years in Tuscaloosa, y'all have had some big wins, beating Georgia last year, and then you went 5-4 after that. How do you handle success? Here comes Vandy again. How do you handle success?
Man, the way that I look at it is like, praise and blame are the same thing. So, whenever, you lose and you hear all the noise and stuff like that, it's the same thing as you winning and hearing all the noise. So we just have to continue to focus on what we have to focus on and keep things internal. Like, what I'm saying? Yeah, celebrate our wins, but, now it's time to move on to the next game and get ready. After this, about to go get ready to go into a meeting and go over Vanderbilt like we did yesterday when we had a walkthrough and we started going over Vanderbilt and correcting the things from the Georgia game. So it's just, continue to have an attacking mindset and, never let your foot off the gas. That's the most important thing. And, that's what we've been doing, this year, and we're going to continue to do so.
Does this Vanderbilt game feel different because of last year's? I know that it's been a year ago and you try to have one game at a time, but what happened last year, does that make this one feel different?
I mean, a little bit. We try to keep, every game, the same. It's never about the opponents. It's always about us and doing what we need to do. But obviously, you obviously when you think of Vandy, you think about our loss last year, and it's not something that we want to happen again. So they come here and they're definitely gonna see what we got.
Okay, we talked about the wrinkle that was the Kadyn Proctor play. You also had an opportunity to throw the football. You looked downfield. I guess you didn't see anything open. What did that look like when you guys were repping that in practice, and who was your primary target on that?
Yeah, so we repped that a lot in practice during the week. My primary target was Rico, and then on the backside we had Isaiah Horton coming across, kind of like on the over route. And he kind of just got a little deep within his route. And so it kind of threw off my progression a little bit. But, I could have been more savvy and just threw the ball out of bounds over Rico's head.
Yeah, you're not protected. Well, I mean, listen to me. I was about to tell him about the rules. You're not protected. I mean, I guess you know this. You're not protected by the grounding rule at that point, right? Like, you got to throw it away over a receiver. I mean, I know the coaches tell you that, but a lot of fans don't realize that. Like, You get no leeway once the quarterback has given it to you. You got to get it close to a receiver. It's a flag.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah. So I think that's what people don't realize when they're watching. Well, just chunk it in the stands. No, it's got to get close to a receiver once the quarterback has handed it off. So I know you're saying that, but that was actually, you could have had a penalty there as well. You did get to throw it later on though on that short pass. That was a really cool short yardage play. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, we I ain't gonna give away all our plays.
No, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that's a wrinkle that we threw in off of a play that we normally run in the run game, and Coach Grubb, he has a lot of trust in me to be able to make the right decision and do it in game, and it was a crucial down, third and short or something like that.
Yeah.
And Coach Grubb trusts me. He told me during the week, he was like, Cause during the week we're repping it on Thursday, and all week I've been hitting Isaiah on the flat, and we have different routes on there, and I was trying to hit one of our tight ends on it, and I kind of like pumped it, and then like I threw it late to Isaiah, kind of threw a bad ball, and he was like, Germ, don't do that. I need to go to sleep. Dreaming that you're gonna throw a missile on this play. I was like, I got you, coach. I got you. Don't worry about it. But nah, yeah. So like he trusted me to do those type of things, and I just made sure I made the right decision on that short yardage down.
All right, he's Alabama's Germie Bernard. Congrats on the win, and we look forward to talking to you again next week, Germ. Have a great week.
You guys as well. Have a blessed day.
All right, buddy. You too. Thank you very much. Germ with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. His appearance each week with us, presented by two great sponsors, Forum Energy Drink. You see them on the desk right here. We are enjoying the Blue Blitz, which Dunaway says is the best one he's had yet. I think the Orange Fury is my early favorite. They've also got the Screamin' Freedom, Rocket Pop inspired, the Grape Smash, the Blue Blitz, the Orange Fury. They're available at all energy drink retailers near you, but you can see more online. Forum Energy, PHORM, forumenergy.com, derived from green tea extract. It's a natural source of caffeine and crafted with zero sugar and all natural flavors that give you a great boost of energy and help your memory and your performance and everything. Forumenergy.com, also Innisfree.
Yeah, an Alabama tradition, Tuscaloosa's Game Day Sports Bar is the Innisfree Irish Pub. If you're heading down for Vanderbilt in Alabama with Game Day on campus, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. Get there early, stay late, great food, great drink, over 5,000 square feet of the Irish food, drink, music, a whole lot of atmosphere just north of the Strip in downtown Tuscaloosa. Get in, see Sneed, Derek, all of our friends there, and there's also a location in Lakeview. It's the Innisfree Irish Pub.
And before we jump back into the Bama locker room, our friends at Way to Wellness want to remind you can jumpstart your weight loss journey by going to this website, aplanforme.com. Leslie and her board-certified team will help you with that first free consultation. Leslie, let me know, another Next Round member signed up at the end of last week. And she loves seeing the Next Round viewer and listeners waiting in her lobby at planforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fee, and that first consultation is free. Injection therapy, meal replacement, a variety of a whole menu of different things. I use the protein bars to keep from bad snacking. It's all right there. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. On the big play, now, there was buzz around the locker room. I'll put it this way. Buzz around the locker room that, yes, they'd practiced the pass to Proctor, but he had gained some weight. And so they were like, we're not running this until you get back down under 10 pounds is what they were shooting at. None of this is official. It was all buzz around the locker room.
They talked about it last
on the telecast.
Okay, I haven't seen the TV timecast.
Yeah, it was either Fowler or Herbstreit brought up the fact that he's lost 45 pounds over the last.
And that was the deal. We'll run this play if you can get under this weight.
He's down to a stealth like 349 or 369.
359 was the number I heard.
Okay.
He said 366 at SEC Media Days with us, remember. But 359 I heard, maybe it was 349. But anyway, everyone on the team loved that play. They loved it. They were cheering about it and everything, including the quarterback, Ty Simpson. Here's Ty's reaction when we asked him about the pass out to Proctor.
Yeah, he's worked really, really hard. He told me all week, he was like, make sure you give me a good ball, make sure you give me a good ball. I was like, man, make sure you catch it. You know what I mean? So we've been prepping that for a long time, and I'm just glad the big guy got it and made a couple moves. You know what I mean?
Pretty impressive seeing a big guy like that do what he did, and he's been pretty consistent on it, and so he's done his part, and our guys are excited for him. And it's who wants to tackle that guy, right? Who wants to tackle him? And he's such a great athlete, and he's worked hard to continue to even improve that in other ways.
Yeah, of all the throws, they say that was and when they practiced it, that was the worst ball Ty has thrown out there in any rep. Like, it's usually hitting him in the hands and he's dropping them.
It's the biggest target. It's like, you would think, you probably overthink that. And Ty was so.
But it was low.
He was close to going on a knee for it. Yeah.
And it ended up in, like, I don't know if, Scott, can you pull that still shot up again you just had? how good of a Daniel Moore print would this be?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's been so many, seriously, and it doesn't equate to a touchdown, so many memorable Alabama plays.
It does
but
look like a
that's the
Daniel
one
Moore.
that you'll never forget until you die. Like, that's just, it's so unique. But that's a great print, isn't it?
Did you have people watching with you? Like everybody watching me just started laughing the minute he caught it and started running. Everybody in Herb Street started laughing.
In the non-cheering press box.
Yeah.
Everyone went, whoa.
I mean, it was just so bizarre.
Did you see, though, the shot of Herb Street and Fowler?
Yeah.
And they were
Herb Street
going
just
nuts.
starts laughing at it. I mean, it was just hilarious to watch. And, I mean, all he's looking at is that byline. Like, he thinks he could score. And I thought for a minute he was going to.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only play they have for him. So early in the game, they put him in motion. Did you see that? And there was either a false start or...
It was. Jam Miller also
That's right.
flinched.
Yeah, so he's in motion on that one, which is different than this play. And then another play, they had him split out, and he came back into the line. So I don't know if they've got more for him with his ability. Now, that's hard to believe.
If he would have scored there, that's one of those you might get an ESPY, like play of the year.
Yeah. I mean, but it was at that point, Dunaway, where I'm like, Ryan Grubb is in his bag tonight. I mean, this guy has run so much good stuff.
Some of the NFL people I were talking about, they were so impressed with how many players were going in so many different directions on every play. And then I will tell you again, go back and see Monday Morning Live with Tom Luganbill. He explains why they were able to do what they did, and he says it all starts with Ty under center. Like in the NFL, the ability of a guy to get under center brings up the play action with the running back that freezes so many players on the defensive side that we've got away with a lot of the football that we do out of the shotgun. Even though you're faking a handoff, it doesn't freeze you as long and as much as catching it, turning around, dropping back, and faking the stick in.
Makes sense.
He says it frees up so much on the fringe, on the edge, those little short passes, and Alabama ate lunch there in the first half.
Well, there's no doubt. Now, here's the downside, I will say, and this is such a great win for Alabama, and I know Alabama fans are excited, but you can always, the coaches have seen this clearly, and there's stuff to work on. There was some confusion based on all that motion in the first half. They had to burn 2 timeouts in that first drive, which fortunately you get 7 points out of it. You really don't want to make that trade, but my gosh, if you got to burn 2 timeouts, at least get 7 points.
I've never been in the game before where I think somebody was 7 of 7 in the first quarter on third down conversions. I don't think I've ever been in a game before where somebody's burned all 3 of their timeouts in the first quarter, and Alabama did that.
That's hard to do.
And a lot of that, Lance, was because of the motion and the play clock running down. So I know it's a huge part of their offense to get the matchups they want. But
this is a road win in that environment. You guys talk about how bonkers it was, and what did Alabama do? They and Kalen said they adjusted, but Ty Simpson calmly would walk up and almost in everybody's, there was no shouting and passing along. Ty would go down, and they think they figured something out on the road environments.
This is the way Nussmeier should be playing. I mean, Ty is playing like a guy that's got 2 years of football under his belt. He is so freaking comfortable. But, back to when we came on today and you said, this is the Alabama I expected.
It is, for me.
Well, this is, I thought the plus about getting Ryan Grubb back. Like, there was something missing offensively because of the inconsistencies, and we all blame Milroe, and, that's fine and well and everything. But having Ryan Grubb paired with Kalen DeBoer, the offense can be really special.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a throwback, too. Like people are talking about in the chat as well, not just the under center, but the huddles. I mean, Alabama huddled a lot on Saturday. Huddled a lot. And to go back to Kirby's fourth down, I think part of the issue on that fourth down was they rushed.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if you see nothing but tempo against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely.
But you know what huddling does? It's less time for Kirby and them to get their defense set, because if you're just spread out and you're waiting to get the call over there, okay, I got time to match up with everybody. You huddle, you run up to the line, and then it's a little harder for the defense to adjust. There's a reason why they've huddled for years and years. Impressive win. Before we get to 4 downs, show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Company Distilling, LT. Tell us about those great folks that'll make you feel good after a win.
I actually had me some Maple Company Distilling on Friday night. I've got the maple and the apple at the house. If you're looking for a great bottle of bourbon, somebody asked me on Saturday morning show what I was going to be sipping on Saturday night. I was like, well, I sipped some Company Distilling last night. I might as well do it again. But big news, Alabama Company Distilling now available at ABC stores across the state. If you're listening to us in Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas, available there as well. If you've been waiting to try a whiskey that is as good as the company you keep, this is your moment. Find your bottle. Learn more. CompanyDistilling.com/Alabama. Must be 21 plus to enjoy. And please enjoy responsibly. It's Company Distilling.
We tell you all the time, for good reason, Culver's is a great place to go anytime, especially college football weekends. Those great butter burgers, the deluxe, the cheeseburgers, they are great. The sides, they've got great crinkle-cut fries, the great cheese curds, and now, for a limited time, even more amazing desserts. Their concrete mixers are always good, but try the mini mixer flight they've got right now that celebrates some of those great cereals you loved as a kid. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Cocoa Puffs. Heck, I love them as an adult. You get that inspired flight of cereal concretes right now at your Birmingham area Culver's. Go enjoy it now at Culver's.
First down.
You guys feel more confident telling me right now who wins the ACC or who wins the Big 12?
I cannot believe the ACC has become this unpredictable.
Oh, wait a second. Are you not even throwing the SEC in there?
Well, no, it's we do that all the time.
Point, no, I'm just saying. I think the SEC has become the hardest one to predict now.
They're all hard to predict.
No, I don't disagree. Like, I feel, and I'll go on and answer my own question. I feel like Texas Tech is the answer here. Just because of how dominant the defense was. Iowa State continues to find ways to win, but they're going to lose this week in Cincinnati because I think Cincinnati's a lot better than we gave them credit for, and I've kind of said that I thought Cincinnati was going to be much improved, but I think Texas Tech is the answer here to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's Texas Tech, and then I think it's the winner of Florida State, Miami. Meanwhile, in the SEC, Brown, there are 10 teams between a 16.8% and a 5.1% chance of winning the league. 6 of them have a national championship in the last 30 years, but they only make up 48.3% of the chance to win the league. 4 teams only have one outright conference title in the last 50 years, and that's A&M in 1998. A&M, Vandy, Missouri, and Ole Miss in that group of 10 with a chance to win the league right now. Bill Connolly, ESPN, with that stat.
I feel like somebody just said it in the chat room, the Big Ten's the only one I can even narrow down right now. I feel pretty good about Oregon, Ohio State in the Big Ten.
Oh, I think that they'll play for it.
Yeah, but outside
ACC
of that,
for me is the winner. It's this weekend, the winner of Florida State, Miami versus the winner of Virginia, Louisville, or Georgia Tech.
See, I mean, listen to what you just said.
Virginia,
right,
another one of these teams people slept on.
And Louisville was dead at Pitt. I mean, Pitt jumped out so 17. Early, and Louisville just kept playing and fought back. And
Georgia
survived.
Tech should not be undefeated.
The
officiating blew that.
Yeah, they did. Offsides. Virginia, I think Florida State should have beat Virginia too. So.
I mean, they had every opportunity. There's no doubt. I think the most difficult one right now, and I never thought we'd be here this year, is the ACC. That's crazy to think about.
But who would you have winning it?
Who would I have winning the ACC?
Yeah.
Miami for me.
I still think Miami. I mean, Miami.
We've never seen it.
I know, Miami. I'd go Miami. Miami and Texas Tech would be my picks in those two conferences.
The SEC one, I have no clue.
Oh, I know. It's tough.
Second down.
I don't even know who's going to play for it in the SEC, much less who's going to win it.
I forget who wrote it, but somebody wrote, may have been USA Today, that the SEC should, the Big 12 should sue the SEC for copyright.
Copyright infringement?
on the chaos in their league standings right now.
Very random here. Halsey's 31 years old. Andrew Dice Clay is 68. Better career.
I mean...
Who's got more of a smoker's voice?
I think I'll go Andrew Dice Clay.
I don't know.
Halsey's pretty. As far as talent, I mean, I love me some Andrew Dice Clay, but Halsey for me.
Yeah, I think we liked Dice Clay when we were teenagers.
Yeah,
I don't think that comedy really translated over.
No, nobody else could do it. You couldn't even do the same jokes. Really.
No. It's a unique thing. But anytime I go back and watch it, I still laugh out loud. It's pretty funny.
He's such an idiot.
He really is.
I think I would go Halsey though.
Yeah, Halsey by far for me, but Hickory Dickory
Dock.
Yeah.
Third down.
No!
Calvin Johnson, 40 years old. Is this going to make Forster's head explode? Calvin Johnson or Calvin Harris?
Oh, Calvin Johnson, not even close. Calvin Harris, like the DJ?
Yeah, the DJ.
He gets
I'm
paid.
not sure he's printing
he
money.
gets paid a ton.
But he's under contract, I think, with Caesars right now, or was 2 years ago. And I think the deal was, I think it was $2 or $3 million a month he got just to do his 3 nights.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
But it's a light show and all of that. I mean, it's
But I
a
mean,
show.
he's got Grammys, and I mean, he is one of the most respected DJs out there. I mean, I would agree with you that it's Megatron.
Yeah, I think I'll go Megatron.
I can't believe
Better
he's
career.
40 years old.
It is nuts.
4th down.
And finally, Kevin Durant is 37 years old today. Ultimately, better career, Kevin Durant or Kevin Hart? And for the record, I don't think Kevin Hart's funny.
Is there a size difference between those two?
A little bit.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, Durant, no championships outside of Golden State.
Right.
Including at Texas, when he was maybe the best player in the nation.
Feel pretty confident Kevin Hart's never going to win an award.
He's very talented, though.
He's had a heck of a career, man. He's got staying power.
I'll go Durant barely. I mean, he got the Oklahoma City Thunder to a championship series.
I think I'm going to go Kevin Hart.
But I like Kevin Hart. Speaking of printing money, he prints money.
Who do you think's most known worldwide?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
I'm just saying, China's pretty populated
That's right.
country over there, and they're big basketball fans.
They like movies, too.
That's true.
That's our 4 downs, brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Brownie, tell us about New York Butcher.
Hey, New York Butcher Shop.
LT.
Went in there again Friday. So I had it twice last week. Did steaks on Tuesday. Did them again on Friday. Absolutely fantastic. From the steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork. Incredible staff of butchers there. Get in, see Jim and all the great folks there. Rare quality, well-done service. 2 locations. The original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
When it came time to redo the master bath in the Brown house, my wife scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. It was Brad Bell, as it turns out. She talked to a ton of contractors, people that had used contractors. She did her homework. Brad Bell was the guy she picked. I'm so glad she did. 205-422-1758 is the number. 205-422-1758. You can also see more at alabamabathremodels.com. alabamabathremodels.com. Brad Bell is the guy you want to use. So let me tell you what he specializes in. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That's his specialty. Not to say it's all he does, but it is his specialty because one thing Brad knows is you're going to enjoy those rooms when you have your home, and you're going to get some of your money back on those rooms when you go sell your home. So see more of what he does. alabamabathremodels.com. It is Brad Bell, alabamabathremodels.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles, which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Before we jump back into college football, the baseball playoffs are set. Start tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. We love day fall baseball. The New York Mets missed the playoffs with a $340 million roster. They were second only to the Dodgers, right?
Had the best record in June, Jim, and missed the playoffs. Do you know how hard that is to accomplish?
Yeah, Detroit tried.
They did, and even they couldn't do it.
Yeah, but
best record in baseball in June normally gets you at least in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially with the 12 teams we have now. Pete Alonso is going to be a free agent. Who knows where they go? Houston misses the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Obviously, the Braves have been out for a long, long time. Your series looks like this in the National League. The Reds sneak in. Thanks to the Mets collapse. Reds-Dodgers, best of three, short series, always scary.
Yeah, look, it seems like the Reds feel like they're playing with house money, too, just getting into the postseason and how they were celebrating. And you just never know in baseball, though, man. Wild cards seem to make deep runs.
And all
when
three
it
of
comes to
these will be in L.A., right? That's what we do, best of three. I don't think we travel for this.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yep.
Yeah, so Cincinnati and L.A., winner gets Philadelphia. San Diego at Wrigley Field with the Cubs. My golf group, a couple of guys are heading up. They got tickets to the Tuesday game.
Oh, that's cool.
They're heading up for the game. Lifelong Cub fans, Padres and Cubs. Winner gets Milwaukee. In the American League, Detroit did not win despite leading double-digit game lead in this month of September 11 when the month started. 15.5 at one point. Cleveland wins, and they will host Detroit. And the wild card winner gets Seattle, and we get a Red Sox-Yankees short best of three series at Yankee Stadium. Winner gets Toronto. That's our baseball setup. Dr. B, with that look at baseball, we'll be doing a show with Dr. B here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're working on that right now, and we will be giving you information. It will be in the month of October. But if you're working on your hair, you need to do it with our friends at Dr. Beckenstein, that great office. They've got a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures they've been doing for more than 20 years now. He will use his experience, advanced training, and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That is it. T3hair.net for more information. 205-319-0316. Tell them the Next Round sent you. T3's got that test. Easy, painless, affordable. Takes seconds to perform. Stop wasting your money money, critical time on things that aren't working for you while you're losing hair. Find out what will work. 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
The College Football Spotlight.
Stock up, stock down. College football stock report.
Presented every single day by our friend Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. It's the Shinara Spotlight, elite trial lawyers that have recovered more than $2 billion. Maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Headquartered in Birmingham for more than 24 years, they've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com. Shinara.com.
Listen, there's a guy in Birmingham that never played the game that is old and bald and wears glasses that talked about Vandy not being very good, and they would get double-digit whipped
blowout
in Tuscaloosa. I don't understand why people like that who just sit behind microphones say things like that. My stock up is Diego Pavia.
Here we go.
This guy is so good, and he is a game changer. By the way, he's got 12 wins at Vanderbilt. That's more wins than Vandy had from 2019 to 2023. He's a year and a half in.
That's crazy.
And he's got more wins than the recruiting class of 2019 and 2020 at Vanderbilt.
Okay, two things real quick. Your Auburn friends don't work, right? Because y'all play golf all the time, and now they're going to Chicago and that kind of stuff.
They are self-made men.
Do they know about your reverse jinx, that you've talked Auburn up all because you have blown them? You've gotten their coach fired.
Yeah,
I mean he's dead man walking.
Still
now,
in playoff contention.
Yeah, and now you've got Diego Pavia.
That's right.
Now you're going to record that.
This is Vandy Respect Week. This is going to be Vandy Respect Week.
12 wins. I mean, this guy does nothing but win.
Yep.
Stock down is Lincoln Riley in that USC defense. Some things never change for Lincoln Riley. Illinois, 502 yards of offense and a walk-off field goal. Bad loss for Lincoln Riley. They should have held on and won that game.
Go ahead. 13-12 their last 25 out. And it's really frustrating because you've got Wayman Jordan. I don't know how much you watched.
I watched the whole game.
And he is going to be, they get him from the JUCO. He is going to be an absolute stud at running back. Maeva is
really good.
Yeah. Makai Lemon.
Lemon is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've got all these weapons in the defense. It's definitely better. It's just...
Well, it's my stock down, too.
Okay, well, I had a feeling they were going to lose the game, but 8 penalties, 2 turnovers. They shoot themselves in the foot all the time.
And you let Illinois get the ball back, just drive down for the win. I mean, that's the test of a great defense, right? All right, I got a chance to close the game out, and you don't. You let Illinois drive right down.
It happened last year against Michigan. It happened last year against Penn State.
So that was my stock down. My stock up, Alabama's pass defense. So I said going into this Georgia game, Alabama at the time had the 3rd best pass defense in the nation. And I'm like, that could be a factor of a couple things. Number one, they don't stop the run well. Number two, they've just played crappy quarterbacks. Well, you went into Athens, Georgia, and it stood up. I don't know what it is. Teams are able to run the ball on Alabama, but they cannot throw the ball on them. And it wasn't because Georgia didn't want to. Georgia wanted to try to throw the ball on Alabama, and they could not do it. Could not do it. Alabama's 2nd in the nation in pass defense. This may be an uncomfortable defense for you to watch as an Alabama fan, where you give up run yardage, you give up explosive runs. But I'm telling you what, teams aren't able to throw the ball on Alabama. I can't believe I'm about to say this sentence. Georgia couldn't do it. We'll see if Diego Pavia at Vandy can. But Alabama's pass defense is for real.
Yeah. Six tackles for losses in that game.
It's just, I don't know what it is.
It's hard to explain that defense.
It really is. It's such a fascinating defense to watch because teams are able to run it on them, but they cannot throw it on. And I know you've got good corners. You've got good safeties. You are able to get after the quarterback a little bit. Now,
I'm not putting words in Roman's mouth, but I think that's what he hinted at.
Yeah.
That defense is hard for them to set the edge in a physical run game. I think that's why he was always concerned about the swarm defense, the schematics of it all. But it allows you to be okay in the passing game.
Quay Russaw is a big loss. I mean, you hope he's able. He's got the surgery reportedly. You hope he's able to get back. James Smith is out for the first half of this game because of that weird targeting inside the tackle box.
Which isn't targeting to me. He's not a defenseless guy. I did not think that was targeting.
I didn't get that either.
I thought that was a weird target. And then they didn't even review the kid over the top for a target. That was just a personal foul.
Yeah, it was so late in the game, and they went on and gave him 15.
Who cares?
No, I know, but by rule,
I know.
The flying dog?
Yeah, the flying dog. I mean, Kentucky would have been like, we kind of like that guy to be out for a half. I mean, we're bad enough already.
Okay, I'm going all SEC. They were awful last year, and I thought they would be improved. I didn't know how improved Jeff Lebby would have Mississippi State, but almost 39 points per game on offense, which is top 5 in the SEC, giving up less than 18 points per game on defense. I thought they had the game won on Saturday. They're up 7 in the fourth quarter. Tennessee comes back, takes it to overtime. Another one of these crazy fun finishes this past week. But going back to last year, they won 2 games, Eastern Kentucky and UMass. Those are the only games they win, and they weren't even competitive. And now you've already got a top 15 win against Arizona State. You almost had your second top 15 win in the month of September. So Lebby is doing an incredible job. They won't win another game this year, unfortunately, but he's doing a great job.
They've lost 13 straight SEC games, right?
Yeah.
And you don't think they win one?
I don't know if they do this year. I mean, look at the schedule. It's
Yeah, but I put them in that clump of teams that there's a lot of teams that look alike in the SEC. They're at the back end of the contenders.
So they're at A&M, winnable game. They're at Florida, winnable game. They host Texas, winnable game. At Arkansas,
they're all winnable.
Yeah. I mean,
if Georgia went in there, Georgia's in there November 8th. If they went in there Saturday, I'd be like, that's a tough game for
That's
Georgia.
my point. It's like a long train right now.
That's right.
Doesn't matter if you're the third car or the 8th or 9th car, you're getting pulled exactly the same speed.
They remind me of like the Arizona Cardinals, where Kyler Murray, if he heats up, they can beat anybody in the NFL, but they're just kind of middle of the pack right now. And then down, Hugh Freeze. I mean, now 5-13 in SEC play. I was completely wrong on Hugh. I know he listens to the show because he likes to quote a lot of things I say, including the analogy with the NFL last week. Hugh, just know I love you. You're going to be fine. You and Jill have plenty of money. I cannot believe you're going to go 3 full years at Auburn and not have a winning year, though.
Tough.
That is crazy.
Yep.
So stock down as Hugh Freeze.
Third straight 0-2 start there. Before we get to the phones, our show being brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Brownie, tell us about Bojangles.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. You can make it bow time at Bojangles. Those great hand-breaded tenders, the great sauces that go with them. Great idea for a tailgate or a college football watch party. They can cater that for you. And tomorrow, on your way to work or taking the kids to school, get them that pork chop griller. That pork chop griller biscuit is back for a limited time at Bojangles. You've missed the pork chop griller. Guess what? It has missed you too, right? Go get reunited with that pork chop griller and those great hand-breaded tenders with our friends at Bojangles, where it's always bow time.
All right, coming back home, Bama and Auburn. It's time to say roll tide and War Eagle with home games. Bye week for Auburn. Then they get the big one with rival Georgia. Alabama gets rival Vandy in the biggest game ever played on the capstone this week. Our friends at the Pants Store will help you get game day ready right there with the polos, the hats, the quarter zips from famous name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle and roll tide like the Pants Store. Great locations in Auburn and Tuscaloosa, up in Huntsville and all over Birmingham and all over the Southeast. You can get the ladies, the white sneakers, the fall boots, the perfect dress, the romper, and free alterations and free gift wrapping for the holidays that are coming up. It's all right there at the Pants Store, shipped anywhere as well. Pantsstore.com, pantsstore.com. Is Greg from Pell City still on the phones there? Let's hear from Greg. Greg, how you doing, buddy? Did you punch the button on the phone there?
Yeah, same issue we have with Furman.
I did. We've been having issues.
Yeah.
Greg called and said that he couldn't hear the show while he was on hold, which isn't supposed to be the case. But let me see if I can get it working.
No, that's okay. We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it. Tell Greg, be patient.
Call us after the show, Greg. We'll talk to you then.
Well.
No, go ahead.
I mean, is Jeff Lebby going to be a name?
For
jobs.
For Arkansas, for Auburn? I mean,
I wouldn't leave State for Arkansas. I don't know if I'd leave State for Auburn right now.
Well, Sam Pittman got fired, so let's bring up that conversation.
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino's in charge. Today, Bobby Petrino fires basically his whole defensive staff. DC Travis Williams, that's going over the air, Tyler. Co-defensive coordinator Marcus Woodson, all the defensive coordinators and assistants.
It probably should have been fired. Look, I mean, this is going to be kind of a I don't know. I mean, do you guys have confidence that Bobby Petrino gets a job at the end of the year?
Well, I was telling you guys this before the show. I got a friend that is a Tennessee fan. I was talking to him yesterday, and I said, y'all are catching Arkansas at the worst possible time, because Bobby Petrino is going to try to earn this job by scoring 60 a game.
Yeah,
and he's got an offense that at times can be good enough to do that.
Yeah, and maybe I jinxed Arkansas and Notre Dame. I ended up staying away from that game, but I did have the over, and Boy, if you had that over with me at 63.5, and it was absolutely flying over at halftime, then you couldn't get any offense in the second half. But
everybody left.
Everybody did leave the stadium. I was so impressed, though, because, the game at halftime is 42-13, and you only need 10 points in the second half. You only got 14 points in the second half. Arkansas did not score in the second half. I just thought that they would have success against this Notre Dame defense, and they didn't. C.J. Carr was almost my stock up. He was fantastic. But Arkansas just getting run out, I assume they're going to throw everything they can at everybody.
Yeah, I just think Petrino, what's he got to lose? It's going to be foot on the gas 24/7. Let's see if we can go score 60. We're probably going to need it because our defense sucks. I think they're kind of a scary team to play right now. If you're one of those teams that has – you got to go up there. You get Arkansas after a tough game. I think that's a scary team.
Oh, I could see them win 4 straight. Their next 4. I really could.
That aside, the next coach, I think there is something – at least I heard on my drive back listening to Sirius XM, that there was something in his settlement when he was fired that prevented him from ever being the permanent head coach again.
Maybe so.
I don't know if he can go back and rewrite that or whatever, but he can be the interim head coach. That there was some fancy legal footwork that they had to dance around just to rehire him as a coordinator.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's an option to be a permanent head coach. Who is? Because I picture Arkansas as having NIL money. They've got it for basketball. I think they would have it for football. Rhett Lashley has a lot of long history there. Do you leave SMU for that? Gundy, I don't think would be an option there, but he's out there floating around, and he, is that type of coach. You guys mentioned Jeff Lebby.
John Summerall. He's always going to be mentioned for stuff like this. Yeah.
I know it's not the most attractive job, but in a world where if I got money, I got a chance.
Yeah.
Arkansas looks like they got money.
Alex Golish, Jeff Traylor. I think there's a lot of Group 5 coaches that will take a look. Ryan Silverfield, he's right there in that area. I think Arkansas, they're going to have a good, healthy list of guys that would take the job.
Because of the money, right?
What about Brent Key? Would you leave Georgia Tech for Arkansas?
Well, that's my school. Clark Lee. I would mention Clark Lee. We don't give that guy enough credit. We give it all to Diego. We don't give it to Clark Lee, who may be one of the best X's and O coaches ever to come to Tuscaloosa this week.
But you've got to know this if you're Clark Lee. I'm sure you believe in yourself, but the chances of you having another Diego Pavia are slim and none. And so I just don't think you can win at this level consistently. So it would be admirable if he wants to stay there and he's going to make plenty of money, and they probably never get rid of him. But if you want to achieve something else, you need to take off.
Clark and Brent, though, both at their school, their alma mater. And I don't know about Vandy's NIL. Georgia Tech's opening up some of their funds that the school actually has for athletics. And
I'd take a look at Justin Wilcox. I really would at Cal. He can't stay there. They don't have any money.
Yeah, I don't know. Feldman immediately said Rhett Lashley. So Feldman had people already at Arkansas telling him Rhett is the guy that they're going to target.
But what have we always heard? That if Hugh got fired, that Rhett would be the top guy that Auburn would look at coming off of the playoffs last year. If you had a choice, if you're Rhett Lashley's representatives and you had a choice.
I know them well.
I do too. And you had a choice, and they're like, hey, you've got 24 hours, Arkansas or Auburn. Which one do you choose?
I would go Arkansas just based on this. Auburn is historically the better job, but Rhett is from Arkansas. There is not going to be the expectation at Arkansas there is at Auburn. And if you do it at Arkansas, it hadn't been done before, really.
I would.
But it's close. I could go either way. Unfortunately, I think Rhett's last days at Auburn weren't the best for him.
I think the question, Jim, I'd ask my representation is, in this next 24 hours, tell me how committed the Walton family and the Tyson family are.
Yep.
And if
very.
They're on the field.
Then it's
I think they are.
It's going to be hard for me. I know what Auburn's commitment is. If I know I've got that kind of commitment at Arkansas, I feel like with that NIL commitment, it's going to be easier for me to meet the expectations at Arkansas that will keep me off the hot seat than at Auburn. Auburn's going to have higher expectations for me because they've reached higher heights. and they're operating in a state with Alabama where Alabama has been so good for a long time. Arkansas, my expectations are a little bit lower, and if I've got good NIL money, I can more easily exceed those expectations. Not saying Arkansas is a better job. I'm just saying I'm talking about the job where I can more easily exceed expectations.
You guys know this. SMU's got some deep pockets, too, and they finally have a semblance of good football again. It's been a disappointing September 2-2 right now, but going to a college football playoff, playing for the ACC championship last year, do you not believe they would find the money to match?
Yeah, if they love him, and I think they do. Yeah, absolutely. There'd be a lot of
so I think it's going to be difficult for him to leave that job.
Be a good situation for Rhett Lashley to be in. Our Grays Tree Service cleaning up the dead wood. I know Brown and I were heavy on Arkansas pulling the upset over the summer over Notre Dame.
Not close.
Not even close, and a lot of bad picks. It's brought to you by Grays. At one point, they took down 4 dead pine trees at LT's house.
They absolutely did. From the removal, the trimming, the health, care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. Our friends at Grays, they can help out with that. 205-255-1239. Scott has pulled the QR code. You can scan that. You can go to graystree.com. Family owned and operated right here in Birmingham for over 25 years. The experts in the high-risk tree removals, pruning, and soil health treatment to strengthen your trees and plants. Recommended and trusted by nearly every golf course in town. Also, the Birmingham Zoo. No competition. Make it our friends at graystree.com.
877-GO-TO-DAGA. That is the number to call it. Go to TalladegaSuperspeedway.com to reserve your spot, either in the grandstands, the infield, the camping area for the Yellowwood 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. The Yellowwood 500 weekend starts with Great Friday racing on October 17, the Saturday race the 18th, and, of course, capping off with the Yellowwood 500 on Sunday, October 19th. Infield concert will be a good one. Whiskey Myers in there Saturday night. The Cool Ray Garage Experience, the most immersive in NASCAR. They've got great deals for students, great deals for kids. You can see everything. I'm not going to overwhelm you. Just go look it up at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or call 877-GO-TO-DAGA.
Joel Klatt coming up at the top of the year. Here's Kalen DeBoer on now second in Heisman voting and one of the hottest quarterbacks playing the game, Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I think he's continued to do a really good job of keeping his eyes downfield, trusting his offensive line more and more in pass protection. And then, the guys are getting in the right spots at the right time. The repetitions that are happening in practice, just even the completion percentage and the execution in practice, you can see it continue to build. And so, he's ripping it, cutting it loose, and I'm proud of him because he's playing with some energy and some emotion. He gives some talks to the team that are pretty passionate, and he's all in, that's for sure.
Decision-making, play calling, yes. Decision-making that he has to make, and then we talked about it earlier. We already knew what Bernard could be. Isaiah Horton, blocking, energy guy, and 5 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown. This guy is doing all the little hard work things and running great routes that I don't think you would expect from a Miami player who hit the portal just reputation-wise. You'd think a guy who, he left Miami for money and came to Alabama for money. This guy is putting in the hard work. He's blue collar. He's one of the more physical guys on the field for Alabama.
Running great routes. And, you heard a lot about fall camp about Isaiah Horton really coming on. And obviously all the pub was going to be for Bernard and Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams does need to figure this thing out. With Cuevas there, at tight end, you've got weapons. And I think Jam Miller, 16 carries this past week. I think those touches are going to go up once he gets into game shape. And I think Miller's going to be fine. He probably is going to be more of a 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of guy. But
they found ways to get him out in space, too, with the passing game.
Yeah, because he does have hands, yeah.
And I thought, and Jim, you were unable to see this at the game, but I thought one of the most critical parts of this Alabama team is I think it was after Alabama went up 14-0. They come back from the commercial, and they show Ty Simpson in the huddle with the kickoff coverage team. Ty Simpson, quarterback, firing up his kickoff coverage team. And they said he had already been in the defensive huddle in the timeout. They didn't show it, but they said he'd been there. That's team leadership. That's a guy that didn't just come over there and get on the headset with the quarterback coach, what can I do better? He's in there trying to coach up his fellow players. That's massive.
Are you guys worried about special teams? Because we joked about the Bulldogs hitting the left living room wall. That kick was the worst I've ever seen.
That was terrible.
Klatt will talk about this, but DeBoer and Grubb being aggressive play callers, aggressive coaches, They were that way at Washington. It works for them. That third down call where they rolled Ty out and threw it on third down instead of just taking a knee and trying to get it that way and kicking it back to Georgia. They wanted to win it with Ty Simpson making a decision. That's how much they trust Ty Simpson.
Go look at the upper end zone view of that. Miller is open in the flat. He's wide open. They're bringing Horton across. He's schemed up open. And Cuevas, I think, was the tight end at the time. If you need, he's open for a touchdown. Ryan Grubb gave him 3 really good options on that play, too.
Yeah. And include, if in fact, defender's not there in his face like he was.
Oh, it's a run.
Ty can run it as
easily,
well. Yeah, so a lot of options there, but it goes back to trusting your quarterback.
That's right.
To make the right decision. Joel Klatt on the other side, the show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Inverness Country Club. LT, tell us about the great folks at Inverness.
They have memberships that fit everyone at the Inverness Country Club, from the social membership, of course, the golf membership. Childcare is also a big plus. You and your wife want a day of golf or tennis. Guess what? You can drop the kid, go have yourself a day on the court or course, dinner with friends, knowing your kid on site safe is a major, major plus. Best days happen in Inverness. To take a tour of this unbelievable club, call Aaron. Tell her the next round sent you, 205-991-8608, or online, iccalabama.com.
You want to look great at the stadium this weekend? Day games are just out and about in the community, wherever you're going. These glasses and glasses like them from Breakline Optics are the way to do that. BreaklineOptics.com. BreaklineOptics.com. Code TNR30 helps you save 30%. Well, number one, these things are durable, including the lenses. We've tried to break the lenses in the parking lot behind our building. Can't do it. We hammered them into the pavement. Can't break them. You're not going to break the frames either unless you try really, really, really hard. These things are built to last, and they're made by people that love to be outdoors, on the lakes, the rivers, the beaches, out on the golf course, out fishing. BreaklineOptics.com. They're going to last. They look great. They fit great. And people are absolutely loving these things. You can get a great discount right now. Code TNR30 gets you 30% off. TNR30 at BreaklineOptics.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, final hour of the show. Let's get right to Joel Klatt, brought to you by our friends at MyBookie.ag.
MyBookie.ag, code next round for that $500 bet back bonus and the great casino right there. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. Klatt is with us each week at this time, courtesy of them on the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys Hotline. I know Klatt can feel it. With Alabama back on top of the football world, it just feels right again, Klatt, doesn't it? It feels right now.
I mean, that was an incredible game. I mean, just the entire night I was flipping back and forth. Thankfully, the internet was strong enough on the flight that I had going home. So I was able to flip back and forth between the whiteout Oregon, Penn State, and Alabama, Georgia. Incredible games, and comebacks from the teams that were down and holding on. You know, I mean, it was very good. I will say this. The team that I saw in particular as I rewatched the tape that Alabama put on the field in the first half versus the team that played Florida State is unrecognizable.
Yes.
I don't know if I've seen as big of a difference in everything: effort, execution, actual plan, offensive line play in general. Like, just it. And that's really fun for me to see. I was saying this on my show that I released today. I think my favorite part of college football, is when I know that a team has gone through something really difficult and they come out better on the other side. They don't wilt in the face of criticism or failure or lack of success, but they actually get better through it. And that's clearly happened at Alabama. You see, guys, and I think that you guys will kind of understand where I'm going with this. There's never been an arena in any part of my life that is anywhere close to as difficult as the self-evaluation that happens when you're playing football, and in particular at the college level. When you pour everything in your soul into a purpose, and then every single day you are ripped apart on film. You know, I mean, it's not just like, hey, by the way, we put cover sheets on our TPS reports. No, I mean, that's not how it's communicated, you know? And so you got to have like an incredible amount of humility. You've got to have clear eyes and the ability to see things and evaluate yourself clearly with integrity and character. And then you have to go out and you actually have to turn and change and do things differently. All of those things are against our human nature, and all of those things are really difficult to do. So my favorite thing in college football is to see what has gone on at Alabama, to see what went on at Illinois after a 63-10 loss. You know, like those things are really fun and get me very excited. And kudos to Kalen DeBoer and Ty Simpson and his leadership and everything that happened with the Tide.
Klatt, going back to Florida State, we said this. You could list 10 reasons Alabama lost. Ty Simpson wasn't one of the 10. And no disrespect to Trinidad Chambliss and Diego Pavia. Those guys are playing at an elite level right now. But I think the best quarterback in the SEC right now is Ty Simpson. How do you explain in only 4 starts his command and how comfortable he is and being able to check down to that second, third guy and just – now, he did make one mistake, but it was a dropped interception. But outside of that, this kid just hasn't made any mistakes this year.
Yeah, he's throwing incredibly accurate. So I was going through this as well on the show. And, sometimes there are just fits. Not every – we're not meant to date every person out there. Right. It doesn't matter if there's 2 good looking people or 2 not good looking people. It's like outward appearance doesn't make a relationship. Right. Like fit has to make a relationship. You've got to fit, to put it lightly. I guess I'm searching for another word, but that's the word that I'm going to use.
We understand. We got it.
It's a bond.
I think that there is also the same thing that happens between a quarterback and a system. And some just work, others don't. Let me give you an example. Drew Aller and Andy Kotelnicki are not working. I think Aller's skill set could succeed at Penn State with either a different system or a system that's more molded to his skill set. But they're trying to make him do something that he's not quite adequate at doing. Whereas Jalen Milroe was not a fit for Kalen DeBoer's system. That doesn't mean the system got worse last year. It just means that the quarterback wasn't a fit. Penix was a great fit. Ty Simpson, great fit. There's something about it, right? That doesn't mean that Simpson is absolutely a better quarterback than Milroe. If you were trying to run a Gus Malzahn style offense, Milroe would be a better option than Ty Simpson. So you see where I'm going with this. And this marriage, if you will, between Simpson and DeBoer and Grubb seems to be really working. And the way that he processes information innately is the way that the offense needs him to process information. The pace at which he plays fits, the accuracy with which he throws the football. All of it is working. And I think that's what allows a player to have the most success possible. And that's what allows a team to have the most success possible. I made this point also, like last year, Ohio State changed their defense, not because the defensive scheme was wrong, but because they found a better scheme to feature the skill set of the players on the field. So they built the defense around Caleb Downs rather than plugging Caleb Downs into a system of plays. And they became better because of it, and Penn State's going to have to do the same thing and evaluate themselves in the same way with Drew Aller. But to your point, the reason Ty Simpson's having so much success is because this is a perfect fit and marriage. The way that he plays, the way that he thinks, the way that these guys coach him, the players around him, it works. And he is right now the best quarterback in the SEC. And if he keeps playing at this level, then they could find themselves in that SEC championship game easily. Because as all these other teams are ticking off losses in the league, that loss Alabama had was not in the league. And so they're sitting in a really good position right now as it relates to the SEC.
Listen, I would never, ever, ever want to be the guy that had to follow high school recruiting. And I don't think, even though they're getting paid well, general managers at the college level. But I'm watching in the SEC, Aguilar, JUCO kid. Diego Pavia, JUCO kid. This Chambliss kid was Division II, and they're 3 of the best guys in the league right now. You're a guy who had to go beg your coach for contact and practice to get on the field at Colorado. What do you think of these 3 guys who did not go the traditional route to be SEC quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think that there's something to the competitive character of going through things that are hard and developing through that. You develop as a person, you develop as a player, and you're not scared of hard things. Whereas, and this is a little bit old man yelling at the clouds here, but We treat highly rated quarterbacks from the time they're freshmen and sophomores in high school almost as if they're individual sport athletes. We give them their stars based on what they do in shorts and a t-shirt at camps with one another rather than on the football field with pads. Whereas if you're a Chambliss or Diego Pavia, you have had to fight and scratch and compete your butt off with 10 other guys just to get to the point that you're at. And I give you this emphasis to this because that's what it takes, like a competitive character of a man, to get to the point where they're at. So when they walk out onto the field, they're like, let's go. This is what I do. Versus a kid, and I'm saying, listen, this is not a bad thing to be a highly recruited player, but a kid that since he was, let's see, what are you when you're a sophomore? 15? Let's say you're 15 years old. Even if you're on the old side, you're 15, your fall of your sophomore year, and you're being recruited. And you've had the most powerful men in college football, whether it's GMs or head coaches, tell you how great you are and offer you money. And not just money, lots of money. And then you go to these camps and everyone, oh, look at this. And there's all these people that follow recruiting. And you're told how great you are in shorts and a t-shirt. And look how beautiful you play and all this. And do you ever really learn how to be like a competitive warrior? Because, listen, that's what it takes now. When you go out there in the SEC and you're Ty Simpson and you're facing the live bullets against Georgia, or you're Diego Pavia and you're having to lead a roster that's not quite as good against rosters that are better, what do you need? Intestinal fortitude. That's what you need. And I don't need someone to tell me how great I look throwing the football in shorts and the t-shirt. That's stupid. So, little rant on the recruiting things right there, but I think it gets to the point that you're trying to ask, and this is built in and baked in over years of these guys, being treated like an individual sport athlete. We got a bunch of tennis players out there playing quarterback.
Joel Klatt is the old man yelling at the clouds right now. College football
I know,
on
I'm
Fox.
sorry.
It's okay. I love
it was a good question, though.
Okay,
right?
Good question, Jim.
Yeah, Mateer, by the way, not a 100 in his class, not even a top 100 guy, and he's one of the best in the country
Cam
too.
Ward.
Yeah, Cam Ward. All these guys had to work it. I love it.
Wisconsin.
Where did he go? Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word. Yeah.
Cam Ward was from Incarnate Word.
Wisconsin at Michigan, the Fox Big Noon game this coming weekend. I want to stay in the Big Ten with you. Klatt presented by MyBookie.ag, code next round. MyBookie.ag, code next round. To get that $500 bet back bonus. We've got a casino bonus coming for you in the very near future, so stay tuned for that. You guys love that casino there. In real time, it was pretty wild watching two college football guarantees play out. Kirby Smart cannot beat Alabama, and James Franklin cannot beat the top 10. I mean, and Klatt, you were doing the same thing I was doing. You were watching both games. They're playing out in real time, and they're both really difficult to explain. It's hard to explain why Kirby can't beat Alabama. It might be more difficult to explain why Franklin can't beat the top 10, but he cannot do it.
Yeah, I think it's more inexplicable that Kirby's record against Bama, because he's had teams that are better than some of those Bama teams. Whereas like for James, and this is not meant to be an excuse, so don't take it that way, but this was. So if you looked at I don't look at the totality of like the 4-21 against the top 10. I actually look about in the regular season. When you're going week to week, it's the regular season, it's your league. What are you doing in those games? And they're 0 for their last 15 now. They were 0 for 14 going into this weekend. Their last win was 2016. Well, in those previous 14, they were not higher ranked or favored. That's a thing, right? This was the first time that they were both the higher ranked team and the favored team. So in a lot of those cases, they were like the 18th ranked team in the nation going up against number 1 Ohio State. And is it fair to draw a narrative on that type of an outcome and lump it in the same bucket as you're at home in a whiteout against Oregon in a week in which you're the higher ranked team and the favored team? Like, this is a more disappointing loss than some of the ones previous. And it's because of that. It's also a roster that is largely back, and they've pointed to this as we're going to go out there and take a run at a national championship, versus an Oregon team that was totally rebuilt. 4 new starters on the offensive line, 2 freshmen at corner, freshmen in the backfield. first-year starter, at least at Oregon, and Dante Moore after sitting out a year last year. This was a rebuilt Oregon team that goes on the road and beats an experienced team in Penn State that was higher ranked, that was favored in a wideout. That's why it's so disappointing from the Penn State side. And where do they go from here? They have to get better. They have to evaluate themselves more clearly and say, what is going wrong with our offense? And again, I'll go back to my very first answer when we were talking about Ty Simpson. I believe that the marriage between Andy Kotelnicki and Drew Aller is not working. So one of them has to adjust, not change, but adjust. And the adjustment has to be the system around the skill set of the player. You cannot keep running the same system and expect your big, long, strong-armed armed quarterback to execute this highly quick game, short area RPO offense, which he can't do very well. And then finally, when they throw the football down the field, you're like, well, that looks a lot better. And it's like, yeah, because that's the skill set of the quarterback. So that's what I would say about Penn State.
Okay, Klatt, I understand moral victories from a guy like Jonathan Smith in year 2 at Michigan State, but Lincoln Riley at USC, 13-12 his last 25. You were there. This is getting painful to watch because I believe they're an improved team. They have got skill everywhere. You saw Waymo running the football. Maeva is an elite quarterback. Mekhi Lemon is an absolute stud. But when Illinois gets the ball back, you kind of knew Luke Altmaier was going to take them down and they were going to win the game. And now, you know, Lincoln is sitting at 1-5 on the road in Big Ten matchups. All 5 losses by 1 possession. Saw the exact thing against Michigan. Saw it against Minnesota, Maryland, and Washington last year. And it played out in front of my eyes again in Champaign against Illinois. How do they get over this hump? Will they get over the hump?
Well, there's losses that provide a lack of hope, and then there are losses where you're like, okay, like I still see it. And this is one of those for me. I know that they're a better team than what they showed on Saturday. They still have to get better and bigger and more physical on the defensive line. That's clear because Illinois was able to control the offensive line of scrimmage and run the football, which made life very difficult on USC. However, USC had their starting left tackle out. They had their starting center out. They had their best secondary player, Kamari Ramsey, out. This is a better team than what they showed even on Saturday, and they were right there in the end. Plus, they're getting reinforcements. They've got the #1 recruiting class in the country coming in to Southern Cal. This is what we're seeing right now. Even though it is better and it's improved, I think it's the worst USC is going to be over the next 3 years. So that's what I would say. And I know that that's hard for USC fans, and they think that it's never going to get better, and the 1-5 is never going to get better. But there is an old adage that Bobby Bowden used to talk about: you lose big, then you lose small, then you win small, then you win big. And they're in the transition between losing small and winning small in all of these one-score games. So if you really look at the game, they need better defensive line play in the interior. And then I'll just go back to the ending situation. If you're unfamiliar with the ending situation, down 14, USC scores, goes for 2, so that they can have this new age analytics. Like, now we know what we're going to need to do.
And by the way, I agree with
possession.
you. I'm coming around to it. I'm coming around to it.
Yeah, it feels weird in real time.
It's again, either way, you can kick the extra point. I'm fine with it. You go for 2. Okay, that's fine. They get it. It's like, well, now we're cooking, and now you're down 6 and the next possession can win the game for you. So they get the ball, not a long field. I think it was like at the 40-yard line, something along those lines, maybe the 38. And there's 4 minutes left. And you can do one of 2 things at that moment. You can go fast, because now it's about possessions. Okay, and yes, you need a touchdown, but it's about possessions. So you either go fast to try to create a situation where you would still have 3 timeouts and you would have the ability to get the ball last. So you go fast to try to get a score so that you can score by the 2-minute timeout, or you've got to take the entire clock so that the last possession isn't on the other side. So before the series, you've got to kind of understand what your intent is with the play calling and the sequencing of what you're doing. They clearly decided, let's go a little slower and try to drain this thing out. it's clear as day to me. Run the football, little screen on the outside, not taking their timeouts. And in my mind, and I said it on the broadcast, I said they're playing as if this is the last possession. And again, that's fine. That's great. So they get down, and now they're just inside the 20-yard line, and the 2-minute timeout happens, and so there's about 1:49, and Illinois still has all of their timeouts. Remember, if they score and kick the extra point, they're only up 1. So you're giving the ball back when only a field goal beats you. At that moment, guys, you've got to run the football on first down because you're playing a game in which you're trying to drain the clock, and you can't take a shot at that point. And I know, Lincoln after the game said, well, you got to take a touchdown when a touchdown pops up. And yeah, that's fine. But my point would be, as a play caller, you don't call a concept that has a shot to the end zone in it. You call a run play. They've been running the football fairly well on that drive. So they score right away, if you didn't watch, on that play. So it's first down, just inside of the 2-minute timeout. They score, kick the extra point. Well, now Luke Altmaier walks on the field with 3 timeouts, only needs a field goal, in 1:40. And it's like, you lose. You lose. The entire basis, not the entire, the majority basis of analytics is about possessions, getting the ball last. How do you manipulate the game in order to get the ball last, limit possessions, extend possessions, so on and so forth. And to make that critical error as it relates to possessing the football, I thought was why USC ended up losing that game.
You and Lance have talked about this many times, how closer to the NFL model we get now that we have the portal and spreading talent out. I highlight 20 games going into every weekend. 13 of them were one-possession games this weekend. You talked about, from Indiana, Iowa to the one you were just talking about, Oregon, Penn State, Bama, Georgia, Auburn A&M, all the way down the list. I know that's fun. What is it? Just the portal that's causing this, or are we that close to having Big 12, ACC, SEC, Big 10 teams all looking alike? What makes so many one-possession games on the weekend we just had?
Yeah, talent disparity, or dispersion, I guess I should say. I shouldn't say disparity. When you have talent disparity, you have what we had for 10 years. And maybe the fans in the SEC are like, well, I liked that a lot better.
Yeah, that was more fun.
Way better than everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of like I like the Tommy Fleetwood that never wins in America after the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
I don't like this other Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, Georgia and Alabama just don't have the depth that they used to have, guys. Right? I mean, that's just kind of is what it is. And everyone can be really good. And so it's not only that the talent is finding opportunity around the country, because now you've got revenue share, and so there's resources everywhere, and guys are going to go, listen, you're going to make more money as a starter at Iowa than you're going to make as a backup at, wherever it is, Georgia or whatever, Ohio State. Indiana, you could say the same thing. But then you also have the element of the transfer portal. So that's NIL, is that there's more opportunity and you're going to disperse to find the opportunity from a financial perspective. But then you have the transfer portal. And then you have the idea of what we talked about earlier, and it's these guys that weren't highly rated recruits but have developed into players that can really help you in college football. And when you go and find those guys, now all of a sudden the Indianas of the world and the Texas Techs of the world are all of a sudden top 10 teams. So it's this convergence of the two, of opportunity for the highly rated players, but also opportunity for the guys that develop themselves into good quality college football players that they can go and help themselves out. I mean, look at some of these guys at Tech and Indiana, Oregon even, and you'll see that it's not always, the 5-star, and college football had been dominated by the 5-star for so long. And I'm not saying that those stars don't matter anymore. It's just there's a lot more opportunity for everybody else in the sport. I like it. I personally like it. I think this is great. Now, my picks suck this year, and guess why? I've lost like 6 games by a hook because they're all close.
Yeah,
they're really good. This is really good stuff. Like, I picked A&M to cover the 6.5 over Auburn. They win by 6. Great game. It's a great game. I've got A&M at number 4 in the country. This to me is a real golden age of the sport. As much as we like to lament things or people lament what's going on, this is awesome. And it's starting to really showcase coaching. Like guys that can really coach and scheme and get things done and build a plan that is really good are starting to have a lot of success. I think that's why Cignetti has a lot of success, because he's just a really good football coach. There's so many things that are jumbling around in my head.
Well, and
not even a part of your question, but like, why does Kirby struggle early in games?
Yeah.
Why is Georgia continually in a 2-possession game? Why does Ohio State look like they're running the easiest, and yet they're the fastest, man in the race? It's like, have we seen even fourth gear from Ohio State?
No.
If Bama, if Ty Simpson plays this well, who beats him in the SEC? Who's the best team in the SEC?
Well, and that was going to be Michael. We were just talking about this. Like, we're a month in, and all of a sudden, the Big 12 is more predictable than both the ACC and the SEC. I mean, who would have thought that?
The Big 12 might be the most predictable. Like, Texas Tech has separated themselves.
Yes.
And that was the one that we thought was going to be the biggest mess. And here we are, like, in the SEC. So in my top 10, I've got, let's see, I had Georgia at 10, Bama at 8. I had Ole Miss at 6, Texas at 5. People are all over me about that. I still think Texas's defense is insane. If Arch plays good at all, Lance is probably rolling over right now. But whatever. And then I had the A&M at 4. And of those 5, those are my 5 in the top 10. And I'm like, I know I don't even – any one of them could beat any of the other ones in any location on any Saturday.
Can you explain this, though? Garrett Nussmeier's played a ton of football. He's coming up on 20 starts. He's almost got 1,000 attempts. One of those guys you want to pull for because he doesn't take his ball and go home. He stays with the program and rides out the storm and doesn't transfer and waits his time, and it just hasn't come together. And Brian Kelly's another one of these guys. I think he's an outstanding coach, but it just hasn't worked out to the elite level, and he loses another one-possession game.
Brian is an underachiever.
Yeah.
I think that's the unfortunate part. Yeah. He's a good coach, but he has underachieved.
How do you
everywhere.
How do you explain Nussmeier, though? Blake Baker's defense, they've done everything they can, and that was a really difficult moment in Oxford with Trinidad Chambliss, and as good as that Ole Miss team is, and I agree, they are really, really good, but this LSU offense isn't making any sense to me with Nussmeier.
So, as a quarterback, I think one of the most difficult things to do is to make up for a lack of balance. There is such a massive difference in throwing the ball when you want to and throwing the ball when you have to. Massive difference. And yet I don't think that a lot of people understand that. And so they'll just look at the numbers and be like, well, why is he playing worse this year? Well, he's playing worse because the positions that he's in and the attempts that he's taking are drastically more difficult. It's like taking a gymnast and saying, hey, you were really good at level 5 difficulty. Now go out there and be the best and the same talent level at a level 8 difficulty. And it's like, well, that's tougher. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall. And everyone's like, why aren't they the same player? Yeah, their inability to control the line of scrimmage, the fact that they're constantly in 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9, those are no-win propositions. And then Nussmeier will make a throw that is maybe a little bit inaccurate, or he's got pressure in his face. And everyone's like, what's wrong with Nuss? And it's like, well, what's wrong with Nuss is that he's downstream from an offensive line that has been terrible. And if you don't win up front, you don't win behind that. I think that we've seen that in a lot of cases. Heck, guys, I think Ty Simpson's an incredible example of that. The offensive line against Florida State for Bama was awful, and Ty Simpson didn't play well, right? And then he comes out, and you're like, well, hold on. This guy is the best quarterback in the SEC. Look how accurate he is. Look at everything that he does. What's the difference? The difference is the line. And so what's wrong with Nuss? It's a problem with their offense. He's a product of 10 guys that are not doing very well around him.
All right, he is Joel Klatt. You will see him along with Gus and the All-American Girl on the Wisconsin-Michigan game, big noon kick on Saturday. He is with us at this time each week to talk college football, and it's always spectacular. Klatt, thank you for the time.
Could you guys give me a one word to help me out?
Okay,
each of you one word, one team. You don't have to explain it. Your favorite in the SEC.
Alabama.
Bama. But it's close with Ole Miss.
Now, look, Alabama's about to play Vandy, so it's Vandy Respect Week for Dunaway, so he's about to say Vandy.
No, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Tennessee.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow.
That was like,
That's Jim. That's Jim planting seeds for future the Tennessee Respect Week, which will be in a couple of weeks from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
Are you ready for mine?
I am surprised, though. Lane Kiffin, I said this. If he wants to be an elite coach replacing 14 starters, let's see what he's able to do with that. I mean, I am blown. And a lot of football to go, but right now, Ole Miss is really, really close, I think.
Who's yours?
A&M.
Oh, Marcel Reed can't throw the football.
Reed is. Now again, the only reason
Lance, ask Notre Dame how he threw that.
The only reason you didn't get that cover is because Reed threw a terrible interception that Auburn returned to the 3.
Understandable. I get it. And then they went down to the 2, and that's the only way that they could score.
That's the only way
if
Auburn
they just had to get 15 yards, they couldn't do it.
Hey, Dunaway's got to get us out of here, but I've got to add,
I'm in no rush. I got all day.
Notre Dame's defense was so freaking bad this year, and then they go to Fayetteville, and it's like they show up. And C.J. Carr was lights out. And Notre Dame.
Arkansas is bad, though.
I know, but
Arkansas.
But Notre Dame's going to win out. And so then we're going to be at the end of the year.
Well,
they're going to be 10-2. And what do we do with Notre Dame?
You put them in at 10-2.
Well, we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of 10-2 teams. You know who's staring down the barrel of 10-2? Penn State. Florida State. Alabama, Georgia, there is going to be a total log jam at 10-2. It's going to be a mess. I'm just telling you right now. Giddy up, boys. This is going to be a 10-2 disaster.
I
like it.
Just watching it on Saturdays is so much fun when it's this way.
This will make your brain explode. Do the scenario where Alabama has 2 SEC losses, but still is in Atlanta with 3 overall losses. But we are led to believe that if you're in the SEC championship game, you're in the playoffs. But there are more 10-2 teams sitting at home in the SEC that wouldn't be in the playoffs. That becomes a mind warp.
That's when you're Kalen DeBoer and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to play this game at the SEC championship.
No, they would need to play that game to be in because there are 3 lost teams.
They would need it. At 9-3, they would be out, but they would need to win that.
Yeah.
That would be actually great for Bama if they would have that lifeline. If they were a 9-3, to have the lifeline of getting to play for the SEC championship, that would be an amazing.
Because there's a building downtown, and I have been told from multiple people in that building, if you are in Atlanta, you are in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what
Jim's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like propaganda.
Don't get Klatt riled up on a Monday.
I'm just telling you, Klatt. You know who controls this thing. All right.
And it ain't us, boys. I can tell you that.
Go read the New York Post right now, and you'll find out that we may not be worried about the playoffs.
Why? What happened?
Massive comet hurtling toward us larger than previously thought. Could be alien technology, scientists believe. Could change everything for us.
Is New York Post, you said?
New York Post.
Well, when's it supposed to hit us? Do we know?
Post gets a little
Where's our best oil rigger? Let's send him up. Where's our best oil rigger?
Where's Harry?
There, boys. Let's go.
Hey, if we can get Mark Stoops to coordinate that thing offensively, it'll never hit us. We'll be safe.
Yeah. Hey, Stoops, Freeze,
Stoops,
Napier.
Napier, yeah. Get them in charge.
Roll out a Saban kicker.
Tell you what, get them in a room and tell them to map out the coordinates to the end zone.
So we'll be fine.
Safe as can be.
Yeah. We could put a top 10 label on it and tell James Franklin to go defend it. We'll all be dead.
All right, plenty of college football jokes. Klatt, thank you. Have a good week, buddy.
You guys are beautiful. We'll see you soon.
Klatt on the Alexander Shenard Trial Attorneys Hotline. He is presented each week by MyBookie.ag. Code next round gets you that $250 or that $500 up to $500 bet back bonus. $500 bet back bonus. You make your first bet up to $500. It doesn't hit right back into your account. Bet down again at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round.
How have we not interrupted programming with this? Somebody fact check me. We'll do it later in trash. But
the New York Post is salacious, and they get a little out there. And
that's the headline. But here's the first paragraph. And this is our Champies. Is the world coming to an end? Go to have a great lunch moment of the day. Scientists have discovered that the 3L Atlas, a Manhattan-sized interstellar object that potentially has alien tech, is much larger than previously thought, according to a new report. first discovered by NASA on July 1. It's been under watch by Harvard astronomists as it shoots across the solar system. The object, which is believed to be a comet, reportedly has interstellar origins, making it the third ever object from beyond the solar system ever detected.
Okay, I just Googled meteor in news, and there's nothing popping up.
You got to go comment. I'm at New York Post, Jim, and I don't see this story. I would think they'd have it on their front page. Now there's apparently a good-looking new female country music artist that went on a bikini-clad jet-set trip with 3 of her friends. If you want to go look at that story, Jim, you might like that one.
That's a side link.
Yes.
Okay, now here's...
Post includes hot tub bikini photo, it says here.
ABC News did this 2 days ago, but they haven't updated. New York Post is the only one that is updated. Also, the Mothership SG, whatever that is.
That's their own website.
33 billion tons. That's a big rock.
That's large.
Yeah.
So I've got from space.com and from NASA that the 3L Atlas will be passing through our solar system in late October, but is not a threat.
Oh, see, look,
well, that's good.
Not a threat. It's just gonna be some chin music for us, maybe. I mean, it's gonna get close, but
I'm just gonna say.
One day.
Alien technology is my takeaway, guys. It wasn't hitting us. If it's got alien technology, it can steer and hit us if it chooses to.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Kelsey Ballerini that was on the bikini-clad trip. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's single again.
Oh, okay.
But are aliens kamikazes too?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I guess they could roll out of the mothership right before it hits, right?
Bell.
A lot of sponsors to tell you about. Unlocked coming up with Brock Hewitt and LT at 12:05. You may hear about a couple of our sponsors in that show too. Champy's Chicken brought to you. They bring you the show this hour. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Hey, before that comment comes close to us, go by and have the best Southern lunch you'll ever have with Sterling and the crew on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Brined overnight, cooked to order, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the hand-cut chicken fingers, perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, and also great tailgates. It's our friends at Champy's and also Michelson Laser Vision LT.
205-969-8100. Make the phone call that I made over 20 years ago. Ask for Amy Toe. The next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama back in 1995. Make the phone call that I made. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Before LT gives us trash, our Alexander Shannara sound of the day comes from Kirby Smart in the post game afterwards. He gets asked about, should he have kicked a field goal?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's just early. You know, I mean, if you want to get aggressive late in the game, you know, back to Klatt, last possession, that kind of stuff, if you wanted to put yourself up by getting the touchdown, I get it. But that early in the fourth quarter, I think you got to kick.
Especially when Alabama's offense isn't doing anything at that point.
Didn't score in the second half. I felt like if they'd gotten tied, they had all the momentum at that point.
They probably win the game.
But he didn't. They didn't get it. He gets asked about losing again to Alabama, being 1-7. Here's Kirby.
You're 1-7 against Alabama now. Do you worry that maybe when you face Alabama, you're scheduled to play them again next year, that maybe starts to linger with this program?
I mean, what's everybody else's record against them? You got it? I don't either. Like I don't lose sleep over that, because those games have been like championship caliber games, right? And even when we play in the regular season, they've been. I just saw 25 scouts out there. They're all there to watch these teams play. So that's not going to affect me. Like I'm going to be happy and just go lucky if our team comes back and plays well. That's what I worry about. But that's just, we got to get better. And next year it won't have anything to do with this year.
Alexander Shannara's mission was to create a firm that could handle any issue his community faced. He's done just that. They handle not only personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com. He's not wrong. Everybody else's record against Alabama in that same window is pretty bad. The only thing I would say is, in the Saban era and now spilling over into the Kalen DeBoer era, there are really only two teams in the SEC that could ever match Alabama roster-wise, and it was LSU and Georgia. So that's why I think you're asked that type of question, why you never beat Alabama, because you're one of the few teams that could actually run with them.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I really thought once we got into the second half, once we ran into the fourth quarter, I thought Georgia was going to win the game and they were going to ultimately cover, which was going to be pretty insane. But, I mean, all these games have come down to a final possession.
Kalen DeBoer, 16-3 versus the AP top 25, 6-1 versus the top 10. Amazing numbers.
He's the anti-Franklin.
33-game home win streak ended. They hadn't lost since 2019. They had gone 72 games, Georgia had, where at one point during the game they had the lead. 72 games. They never had the lead the other night, so that streak ends. And Kalen DeBoer joins another unique group. Nick Saban and Ed Orgeron as the only coaches to beat Kirby Smart back-to-back years.
Wow, Ed Orgeron.
In back-to-back meetings.
How's Orgeron? It's
so
crazy.
There you go. That some streaks ended the other night. LT and I had outright winners. We'll do our upset alert tomorrow. We're already debating next week whether or not Auburn can beat Georgia. Some people say no. Some people say yes. But here's an updated upset alert standing. Another outright winner for me. LT got his first outright winner. Forster still leads the way there as we close the gap. It was a good week for the Commonwealth.
Oh, yeah. Virginia and Virginia Tech winning outright. And look, patience pays off. Like Virginia Tech, you get the example of an interim coach winning that game. But you look at Tony Elliott, and, he finally gets into the transfer portal and brings in a quarterback like Chandler Morris, who made a handful of mistakes on Friday night, but they still found a way to win the game. But man, that's a tricky little Virginia team that will end up beating a team or two again that they shouldn't.
What a great atmosphere! The most instant field rush I think we've ever seen.
The best I've ever seen.
And it just smothers Squirrel White, who ends up being okay.
Thank God. I mean, I was really worried he's on the ground and they're on top of him just like that. He had no chance.
19 people taken to the hospital. No severe injuries, but injuries no less. But they got out there quick.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, they were all, I've never seen a quicker field rush than that.
Yeah, because they didn't have any hedges or fences, by the way. That needs to change.
Or security.
Yeah, well, the security olayed them.
Yeah, they got overwhelmed.
Yeah, but it was quick. Virginia-Louisville, 2:30 ESPN2. Winner has the inside track to make it to the ACC championship game. Opposite of the winner of the Miami-Florida State game, but then you got to keep Georgia Tech in mind, too. But a little ACC action happening this weekend. Before we get to trash, Champy's Chicken brings you this hour. Sterling and the crew, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by there. The po' boys, they're delicious. Appetizers, man, the cheese and sausage pickle plate, so good. The chicken's brined overnight, cooked to order. It is fantastic. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Let's do trash.
Congratulations, The Cure Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees 2019. Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light.
So I thought one of the better movies that I never saw coming was The Social Network.
I agree. You were like, how can they do a movie on Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
And they did. It was good.
Now, David Fincher is probably my favorite director, and Trent Reznor collaborating with him on the score. And just really at that point, Jesse Eisenberg wasn't a known, and Andrew Garfield weren't knowns, and thought they did such a good job. And Aaron Sorkin's script was great. I mean, just everything was perfect, I thought. Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin has a follow-up to The Social Network. It is now officially titled The Social Reckoning. It will hit theaters in about a year, October 9th of 2026. Sony Pictures announced this past Friday. Oscar winner Mikey Madison, Golden Globe and Emmy Award winner Jeremy Allen White, and Emmy and Grammy nominee Bill Burr, and also Oscar nominee Jeremy Strong from Succession will star in The Social Reckoning, with Strong confirmed to play Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg. Now, The Social Reckoning is written and directed by Sorkin, who also produces alongside a group of other guys. Production expected to begin next month, described as a, quote, companion piece to The Social Network. The new film focuses on events to take place nearly 2 decades after the boy genius programmer invented what would go on to become the world's largest social media platform. Social Reckoning tells true story of how Frances Haugen, played by Madison, a young Facebook engineer, enlists the help of Jeff Horowitz, which is played by Jeremy Allen White, a Wall Street Journal reporter, to go on a dangerous journey that ends up blowing the whistle on the social network's most guarded secrets. I'm excited about this. What were the guarded secrets? What did I miss on this?
How they steal your information.
How they steal your information, how they control what gets out and what gets magnified, I would assume.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah. Part of it is
that's every platform
stuff, and it's Facebook's censorship and moderation policies and how it affects elections. And part of it is
this could be interesting.
Yeah, again, most social media platforms, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then the other part that came out in those files was that they selectively try to push the angrier content. And that the angry reactions are more heavily weighted in the algorithm.
And what has that done to our country and our world? Has it made us closer together?
I think so.
Yeah,
everybody seems real happy.
I would describe. I mean, Klatt asked us to describe the SEC in one word. Our world, would you not go peace?
Peace. Like
We don't have it.
We don't have it.
Yeah.
Hey, oh boy, on the far right, that's the cat that's playing Bruce
Chaos.
Springsteen too, right?
Yes.
It looks
Yeah.
awful.
It's the bear,
his
right?
career. Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
is the
no,
bear.
he's
Yeah,
blown
his
up. He
career's
was in the
taken
Iron
off.
Claw.
Yeah.
He played the one of the brothers that ends up dying on a motorcycle. But and that dude like 5'4".
He's pretty short.
Yeah, I think he's 5'4".
I think Jeremy Strong's pretty short
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The contentious demise of a throuple resulted in the arrest of a female member of a polyamorous trio. Now responding to a 10 p.m. domestic disturbance call, police encountered Devin Driscoll, 26, who advised, quote, she wants her ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend to get kicked out of the house.
Oh, ex-boyfriend and girlfriend, huh?
All I'm saying is that dude, if this is the thruple, he is batting 0 for 2 and probably is going to get pinch hit for.
Oh, wow. Dude, I don't know how you get called in on this. The residence is a double-wide mobile home that you see right there, purchased by Driscoll's mother in 2023 for $172,000, according to property records. Driscoll police reported explained that she was in a polyamorous relationship with the two, but since had broken up and wants them out. Driscoll's former partners, Anicia Bolivar, 25, and Christopher Rosario, 27. Bolivar and Rosario have a daughter in common. As for the two becoming 3, it's unclear when Driscoll got involved with Bolivar and Rosario. During the disturbance late on Tuesday, Driscoll allegedly struck Bolivar in the head while on the home's front porch. It's kind of a small front porch.
It is.
Wow. They could have been just carrying something in. It was so small.
It caused Driscoll to fall down a couple of the steps. There's only a couple of steps.
There's only 4.
Rosario provided police with a similar description of the incident. Driscoll, who denied shoving Bolivar in the face, was judged the aggressor by deputies who arrested her for the simple domestic battery. Now, on an application seeking a public defender, Driscoll stated that she had 3 dependents and $4,900 in monthly income. Court filings do not indicate where the former throuple members are now domiciled.
Well, by their wardrobe, they look like they're at the county pen.
Yeah, I was about to say soon to be counting.
Yeah.
Boy, that is.
I like the facial expression of the top girl. She's just like, I ain't taking this.
If I was polyamorous and I was using a color system on the people I wanted to hang out with the most, blues apparently are the people you want to hang out with the most. You get down to the oranges and the pinks and the reds. There are no blues pictures.
That's when you get desperate.
Yeah. Just hope that video doesn't get linked or leaked, I should say.
Yes.
2 men have been arrested over a fight over a Netflix account ended with gunfire.
Oh, no.
Brian Reynolds, 19, and Anthony Constantine, 19,
who won,
were taken into custody this week in connection with an incident outside of a home, according to the county sheriff's office. Investigators, boy, that's a young Petrino, isn't it? Investigators said the confrontation started on September 23rd after Reynolds changed the name on 20-year-old Vincent Munoz Netflix account to an insult.
My kids do that to me all the time. You got to grow past that.
Munoz then agreed to fight Reynolds and Constantine after feeling disrespected. When the pair showed up, they jumped the fence to get to Munoz. Reynolds had a handgun in his waistband, which he allegedly handed to Constantine during the fight. At one point, Constantine was seen on the video striking Munoz reportedly while holding the weapon. So basically, it was pistol whipping him, and that's why he looked so rough. Now, a fight continued after the gun was passed back to Reynolds. A shot was fired during the struggle. Munoz was left bleeding in the head. It's still unclear whether he was struck by a bullet or injured in another way. Everyone was arrested, though.
I mean,
we're all going downtown.
I can't tell you how many times I've pulled up a streaming service and my profile picture has been changed by my youngest daughter.
I can't tell you how many times I've left my account open at different Airbnbs and hotels.
Oh, yeah. And
I never do that.
I completely forget.
Do you get a notification that people have logged on?
I get a notification too many people are on.
Yeah.
I also, do you want to continue watching this? And I'm like, I was never watching
I was never watching Girls of the Pac-12. What are you talking about?
Is that a thing?
So there's only 2 of them now.
I've never, ever done that because I don't want other people to screw up my algorithms.
Yeah, I am worried about leaving it logged in. It's the last thing I'm thinking about on checkout days, logging out my YouTube TV.
So a content creator has completed a, quote, ridiculous journey to the Isles of Sicily in a bathtub. YouTuber Max Fosh traveled across the sea from Sinan Cove to Cornwall to Hewtown. The adventure took place on Wednesday with a number of islanders greeting the content creator at the finish line. He said his desire to take on the journey was, quote, because no one has ever done it before and because he had a spare bath. Mr. Fosh and his support team left at 7:30 a.m. arriving on Sicily at about 4 p.m. So quick math, that journey was 8.5 hours. Now he added, quote, I've had this idea before. I wondered if it's possible to get to the Isles of Sicily in a bath. I found a drawing that I made when I was 6 of me in a bathtub sailing the sea. So I felt like, quote, let's make little Max's dream come true. I was very, very well supported. I had a safety boat and crew. Wanted to make sure that no one was called out for my stupidity. It was pretty uncomfortable with 8 or 9 hours in a boat. My back is now not loving me, but I thought that I've got to do this for a bit of fun. On his arrival to Hewtown, Mr. Fosh made his way to the Mermaid Inn, where he said the world's, quote, first Sicily test was born. He said, I put a couple of $100 behind the bar, and all of a sudden everyone wanted to come and learn about the bathtub adventure. We didn't really want to have to tow the bathtub back to another place, so I found a lovely 10-year-old chap who lives on the island. I asked if he wanted it, and his face absolutely lit up. The boat is called Billy the Bathtub Boat, so if you see it, make sure you say hi from me. He said the official video should be released in about 6 weeks' time.
So really the thing, it's the metal stuff that it's on is the boat part. You could put anything up there.
Like this, correct.
We could be doing the show from this desk sitting on that platform.
Yeah. It seems like he seems miserable.
Yeah, he really
all
does.
that, but the Titanic sank. Imagine that.
I mean, all it takes one white shark to bump him there in the Mediterranean.
So it could be over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at NASCAR in Talladega.
That's right. 877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com to secure your spot for the Yellowwood 500 weekend in the grandstands, in the infield, in the camping area. You can get it all right there at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. And don't forget the Garage Experience presented by Coolray. It is the most immersive in NASCAR. You can find the best garage experience right there at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Reserve your spot now for the Yellowwood 500 weekend, October 17, 18, and 19. It's coming in just a few weeks out to Talladega Superspeedway.
Our final sound of the day right here from Mike Elko. Hey, you know you've made it when other coaches start doing sort of a tribute band of your post game. Here's Mike Elko after barely beating Auburn.
Does anybody want to ask a question about like us being 4-0 for the first time since 2016, or how did the defense bounce back, or how about you held them to 176 yards on offense and you had 5 sacks and they were 0 for 12 on third down and 0 for 2 on fourth down and you got the return game going again? Like, I don't mean to sound like someone else, but my gosh, will you guys stop being so dreadful and gloomy?
Wow, he even referenced Brian Kelly, didn't he?
Wow.
They play each other later.
Just enjoy your 4-0. I disagree with Klatt. He's got them the best in the SEC.
I think he's overrated on that.
I think they're really good, and I thought Craver would be more involved this past Saturday. I don't know. Again, they could be there in the end.
By the way, that little rant didn't go well for Brian Kelly afterwards.
It did not.
His team has not exactly responded to that.
Texas A&M this week.
Mississippi State.
Nope.
Ooh. Tricky.
Back at Kyle Field, though.
Tricky.
All right, Jesse Palmer, man, in the broadcast when he said, I only got to hear that little part while I was in the stadium over in Sanford Stadium. I made it past an audio version of that. And he said, truthfully, right now, Auburn would be better off if the offense had stayed at the hotel.
I mean, if you watch the game, you can't really argue with it.
By the way, the only thing that makes Gus somewhat bearable is Tess.
If they both have an early game.
You sound like Forrester.
Yeah. All right, that's our show. Brock Heward and Lance Taylor. We were not able to touch on the NFL. They'll get some NFL and a lot more college coming up at 12:05 in about 5 minutes. Brock Heward and LT with Unlocked. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.